Welcome to the Cultaholic Wrestling Podcast.
If you like a lot of wrestling on YouTube, join our cult. Hello and welcome to the Cultaholic Weekly Wrestling Podcast. And it's a bit different this week. Yes, that's right, I've washed my hair. Also joining us is Adam Pacitti, the big boss, and Jack
Hello.
the Jobber, who looks like he's either getting ready for a walk to the shops in December or to drop the hottest bar this side of YouTube. How the hell
Drop
are
a
you
bar,
both?
Jack. Drop a bar.
In fairness, the weather's been so unpredictable recently, hasn't it? God, who likes... why have I started talking about weather? That's what everyone wants to listen to on a podcast, weather discussions. But it has, though. It's been raining out of nowhere, wind, sunshine sometimes as well. I'm good, Maffew. How are you?
I'm all the better for seeing you. And
Cheers.
what brings you, Mr. Adam Pacitti, to this podcast?
Ross is poorly. Ross is
is he?
feeling under the weather today, so I thought I'd step in. So I've quickly, because I've not been able to catch much of the weekly wrestling output, so I've managed to speed watch NXT, AEW, Raw, and SmackDown this morning. So I'm prepped and ready and raring to go.
All that in one morning?
It's been a busy one.
Wow. Like Keanu Reeves learning how to do stuff with helicopters and Matrix. Well done, pal. But aside from that, how's your week been?
Yeah, I can't complain. Yeah, things are good. I took a couple of days off, just having a wander around. I went to York, had a big old wander. I'm trying to get my steps in. That's the thing, because I put on about 2.5 stone over lockdown.
Have you?
Yeah.
You can't really tell.
Thank you. I've been buying bigger clothes, and so I've just been trying to get my steps in and doing a minimum of 10,000 a day. But when I was in York, I was doing like 30,000, which is so. At the weekend, I'm really getting on. I've lost a stone already, so I'm chuffed with myself.
Nice.
I'm very happy to hear that. And Jack,
Thank you.
how's your week been?
It's been a fairly busy one. Because we're in the middle of obviously this run of like SummerSlam Payback, and then just when we thought we were out in the clear, we remembered that there is also a pay-per-view this weekend. So it's been a bit busy, but can't complain. It's not been a bad week, just a busy one.
Big old break after this. I think it's September 27th is the next one. Clash of Champions.
Whoa.
Bit of time to relax, unwind.
It's so strenuous watching and talking about wrestling for a living.
It's not easy being us. I always say this to people. I got chatting to a homeless guy the other day, and I said, I have to watch wrestling. I don't know why I said that. We're the luckiest people in the world. I'm very, very aware, and everybody listening to this right now hates me.
That's right. Moving on from homeless people to the big issues this week.
Oh no.
Jesus Christ.
Not today, thanks.
R.I.P. Bullet Bob Armstrong, the head of the Armstrong family. He was the Armstrong who had all the ability and talent and charisma and ability to go in the ring. So if you combined all the Armstrong kids together, they would forge together to create some sort of megazord that create Bullet Bob, the head of the family. I've seen less of his wrestling and more of his promos because he was very good at that. He's one of those Southern guys with the gift of the gab. So I think he had stuff like, he goes, "It's a case of mind over matter. I don't mind, and you don't matter," which I think's a good one. So it's a shame to see him go. He was still wrestling last year
No way.
when he was either 79 or 80. Couldn't quite figure it out.
Just doing a few indies here and there. Bit of extra cash. Weekend Warrior.
Must be.
Yeah.
They can still go.
Very sad.
It is. And while we're keeping with the negative news, we'll also get it all out of the way at the start of the podcast. R.I.P. Casey Michael.
Really sad. Really sad.
Yeah, female wrestling news writer who I wasn't that familiar with, to be honest with you, but I knew Squared Circle Sirens. I knew that if the best way to confirm a story involved a female wrestler was to see if it came from there. Because if it came from there, it was true.
Yeah.
And a huge outpouring of support on Twitter from every from the Bellas to Mae Yim to Indies mainstream, but every women's wrestler seemed to knew of him or was helped by him. So condolences there. Also, Brock Lesnar and Mauro Ranallo part ways with WWE. Not as a unit, although that would be very interesting, to say the least, if see Mauro running pop culture references Wow, just like the recent recession to hit the UK, here comes the pain.
I feel like Brock's going to go away, ask a few places what he can get, and then he'll be back in 3 months, 6 months, won't he? He's not long gone. But I'm very sad about Mauro being gone because he is. I don't know. There are very few commentators that you listen to, especially in WWE, that actually feel like they care. Like if it's organic and he's actually got passion and it never felt overproduced. I know some people found like the catchphrases that he did quite frustrating sometimes. I wasn't one of them because I liked him because he actually cared, and I think that's need to see more of that.
I was thinking where would he go? I was thinking like he'd be perfect for AEW, and then I thought they've already got like who would he replace? And then it hit me like, obviously JR, you just step in. But, JR's JR, so it's not as easy to replace him as, it's easier said than done. But I hope he stays in wrestling somehow. I don't want to not hear him commentate anymore. He's fantastic.
Well, between MMA and boxing and everything else, I'm sure wherever he wants to go, he can go. It's not as if it's like this one wrestling dude, rather like Renee Young, who's been tweeting about the lack of care WWE gave her when she had the COVID news. They
were more fussed about the tweet that she put out, right? Yeah. Than actually her being poorly. Yeah, it's unsurprising, isn't
it? No, it's not surprising. I was surprised to see Jack take his hoodie off there, some sort of Renee Young shirt on the like, just a big Maffew, that was the cue. But
a big wrestling reveal. Bang!
My God, he's on Team Renee Young. WWE has signed 5 talents from Evolve Wrestling. The names include Josh Briggs, Anthony Green, Brandy Lauren, Kurt Stallion, and Joe Gacy. Joe Gacy's ex-CCW dude who used to really, really dislike me, but I think we're all right now. It's like
what did you do? What did you do to upset him?
He went on Twitter one time. He went on, right, could be anything, and shake his hand at a show. He went on Twitter one night and just started going like, how does Maffew get to decide what is and isn't a botch? And I just replied, by watching your matches, Joe.
Oh.
And it was just a roast. He was the ultimate guy to set up, and I'd like hit it with my bat. It was fantastic. And
did he block you?
No, he follows me because I'm all about self-improvement, Pacitti. You know this about me. He used to suck, and now he's great. Now he's a guy who's like signed by WWE. I'm like, yeah, I could see that. He's improved tremendously. He had a great showing with what's his name? I think it's Andy Green. Dub X Dub. So yeah, those guys I can see making a difference.
This is where you reveal that
staying employed.
This is where you reveal that you're taking Mauro Ranallo's spot and you're going to be heading up NXT because of your self-improvement.
Yeah, you know what? I think I can do that. My references are just on par with him. Mamma mia, Joe Gacy, the Sega Mega Drive 32X of Evolve Wrestling is here.
Imagine Maffew at a takeover watching like a 35-minute main event, just hating his life. Just like, I'm sick of this takeover, pal.
Mamma mia, an Iron Man match, that's 1 hour. That's longer than most relationships here in Benwell. Terrible. Anyway, the Big Show cancelled by Netflix after 1 season.
Was it? I didn't even know that.
It was rubbish. Oh, sorry. I thought you were complaining about it being cancelled.
No.
Right, fair enough. No, right.
No,
yeah,
I've not.
What are you going to stream on your Twitch now?
I know, right? That. I'm going to do Hogan Knows Best at some point, I think.
Did you watch any of the Big Show?
I saw the trailer. It looked awful. I like Show as well. I think he's a very likable man. I
watched the first episode. It was bad. Like, not the fault of not even Show's fault. His performance was fine. All the actors were fine. It was written really badly. At one point, he like goes to school because his daughter plays hockey, and there's only a boys hockey team. So he intimidates the coach, but it's like it'll cut away and then it'll come back and the coach is hanging from like a clothes hanger, and Big Show's done that because he's massive. It was bad. It was bad.
I'll have to give it a go. It sounds quite good when you
right.
The only clip I saw was the clip where it's like, well, I auditioned for the role as Elton John. And it cuts to him and goes, hello, I'm Elton John.
It's quite good. That's quite good.
Oh, was it? All right.
That sounds
I'll audition for that then. Big Show's little show coming next fall. Also, Jim Cornette lost his lawsuit against independent hardcore wrestler G Raver After G-Raver, after suffering a bad injury, tried selling some shirts. Cornette mocked him. G-Raver sold shirts with Cornette's face on them that had hooks sticking out his head that said F Jim Cornette. Jim Cornette and him and his lawyer were bragging on Twitter about how they would take G-Raver to school and all this malarkey. He lost, saying because it had been a transformative film of it, i.e. wasn't just his face on a photo, I'm abbreviating, but whatever, that G-Raver was allowed to do it. So the shirts are back on sale now if you fancy one.
Does Jim Cornette have to pay damages?
I don't know. You think? No, that's not. Yeah. I think it was to stop him from. Yeah.
Well,
anyway.
lots of he might have. I don't know. Yeah. I don't know how it works, but like lots of earnings. If he had to take the shirts off sale, maybe he would have tried to get a pretty penny from Castle Cornette.
Yeah.
Castle
Cornette. Yeah. Yes. This week on Raw, it was announced that Mysterio, as in Rey Mysterio, has suffered a torn tricep during Payback when he teamed with his son. The injury forced Rey off a scheduled match with Rollins on this week's Raw. There is no word how long Rey will be out for action, but Edge suffered the same injury in April and is scheduled to miss around 8 months. Now, it is Rey Mysterio, so by the time we've read this out, this does go out on Fridays, it's very likely he'll already be wrestling. I don't understand it. The man should be at home with some slippers, some Bovril,
and Rey Mysterio with a Bovril.
One of those little blanket carpets, you see, and just chilling. But he's still resting, he's still gunning. Good for him, but I don't think he understands what injuries are supposed to do to a body.
All I'm imagining is that everything in his house is the same colour, like jazzy, like luchador, like his body warmer and that. But he's drinking a Bovril. It doesn't add up in my mind.
Yeah, and the final bit of news, NXT, the rumour is that because they're doing so well without AEW competition, compared to when they are against AEW, that they were looking at going to Tuesdays full-time.
Good. I really hope they do. For selfish reasons, it would make things easier for us because Thursdays are too busy after AEW and NXT. Yeah. But also because I think a lot of the booking has been quite reactive, and it feels like a different show now, doesn't it? And not just because the roster's changed up, but since AEW, it doesn't feel like NXT of old. So hopefully this will allow them to just concentrate on their own stuff rather than worrying about what the competition is doing.
Well said. And I always watch AEW first. And do you know what I want to watch after 2 hours of wrestling? Not 2 more hours of wrestling. So I think having it with 24-hour gap, especially this week. I watched this week. Someone was like, it's all right this week.
You never.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later. But I was all right.
I was all right with this, like a fat lass on chips. Yeah.
I was all ready for you to absolutely lay into it.
You know what, Jack? I was ready for that as well, because I thought it was going to be, a Gargano Ciampa wet dream, but it wasn't. So,
wow.
But that's still to come. Any other news? Oh, apart from The Rock and his entire family testing positive for COVID.
But they're fine now?
I was going to say, yeah, they're very healthy. The Samoans. If I was COVID, I wouldn't dare go near them.
They're indestructible.
Exactly.
I was reading that AJ had it a few weeks ago as well, but AJ's not been off TV, has he? Unless I'm misremembering. So surely all the people that he's been working with, they did the IC stuff.
Yeah, I was going to say, he revealed he tested positive a month ago, so a few weeks ago. So hopefully it wasn't when he was wrestling.
Right.
It's when there was a batch of them, but WWE refused to say exactly who did it. So AJ Styles decided to say, I'll be all right, I had it. I'll get over it. I went to the Flat Earth chemist and they gave me some stuff. And I think that is the news. The news isn't that there's the Flat Earth, by the way. I'm just,
the Earth's
just
flat.
an awkward segue.
No, you heard it here first. The Earth is flat. Maffew's verified
Cultaholic exclusive. Earth is flat.
Everybody get excited for the Cultaholic Hall of Fame.
Now it's time for everyone's favourite segment, the Hall of Fame.
I should point out just before you run it. So we're going to do it. We're going to do Hall of Fame, and then we're going to do all of the wrestling, in case you're curious why we haven't talked about Payback yet. We will, just in a sec.
Thanks, Jack.
You
do a better job of presenting than I do.
Debatable, but thank you.
In last place, Paul Scholes, 17%.
Sorry, Jack. That was a bad shout in hindsight, yeah.
Yeah, but sometimes you can be so passionate with these crap picks that I almost hope they win.
Sometimes once in a blue moon, my crap ones will win, but not Paul Scholes, unfortunately.
Porterhouse steak, 30%. On the subject, Pacitti, how do you like your steak?
Medium rare.
Okay. which is different to medium, isn't it, Jack?
Yes, I got flack for saying that I like mine medium, which I think is unacceptable. Yeah, thank you.
There's steak snobbery, isn't it? I mean, I only probably say medium rare, so I don't ask for medium, just so I sound like I know what I'm talking about. I wouldn't know the difference. I like a steak, but I wouldn't know.
And in first place, Brody Lee murdering Cody Rhodes, 52%.
Nice.
You chose a wrestling one, yeah.
Did you get a chance to see that, Pacitti?
Yeah, it was great.
Oh, get it. I hope that could happen every week.
Well,
like
Cody
they bring him back.
Dies.
Yeah, Cody comes out, he's on a stretch, he's covered in bandages, he looks like Mr. Bump from Mr. Men. He's like, it's all right, guys.
Mr. Bump from Mr. Men. I love that he's
another Mr. Bump from around the corner. And, Brody Lee sees him, gives him the big old boot. Shouts, I'm not Vince McMahon, damn it. And then kills him again.
No, it was great.
Mr. Tickle was a bit weird, wasn't he? Thinking back.
Yeah.
He was just tickling people without their knowledge.
People used to call me Mr. Nose at school. I think was it Mr. Nose? Mr. Sneeze, Mr. Nose. He had a big nose.
There's not a Mr. Nose.
There's a Mr. Nose. He's got
There's not a Mr. Nose.
Characteristic. Mr. No. Mr.
Nosy.
That's it.
Yeah, right.
Because I've got a big nose.
You haven't got a big nose compared to me. Wait, go profile.
No, there's the glasses that sort of hides it.
No, I've got much bigger schneb.
I can't join in with this banter because someone once said to me, doesn't Jack have a small nose like a mouse's nose?
It's illuminated at the moment as well. It's really nice.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Thank you. Cheers. Thanks. Makes the rest
like Richard shone a spot on it so you can figure out what the nose is and where it is on the face.
It's like a point and click game and the clue is there.
Okay, so this week's Hall of Fame pick. Right, mine is, I try to avoid wrestling, but then I'll try and relate it to what I'm doing this week, which is sod and all. I've been reading Bret Hart's book, Hitman, by the Hitman Bret Hart. When I read Bret Hart's book the first time, many, many years ago, I was like, this is great. The passion this man has. Oh, so many important moments that happened in wrestling that he was there for and his opinion on these matters. And I respected it because I love Bret Hart, as loyal listeners know. Ever since then, all I've seen are people taking the mick out of it. And I've since rereading it with different eyes. And now I'm very much aware of every story seems to end with, and with tears in his eyes, they told me it was the best match I ever.
Needless to say, I had the last laugh.
It's beyond a joke. You read it, everyone's just like, he's just walking around. The people are going like, Mr. Beef, the Butcher's like, Brett, that match you had at Ground Zero was the best match you ever had. Sorry, I got something in my eye, Brett. I've got to go now. It's like, I mean, look, Bret Hart deserves to have a huge ego. Headline, so many WrestleMania is such an important part of wrestling history. But even me, the biggest Bret Hart fan in all of Cultaholic, and I'll fight you if you disagree, has to look at this and go, oh, where? And in particular, there's two. One is, he reckons that in 88, before WrestleMania 4, he got the singles push because he won the Battle Royal and all this. Vince McMahon called him into his office and said, I don't know what it is you're doing, Brett, but you're getting more fan mail than Hulk Hogan. So we're going to push you. In 88, the Pope wasn't getting as much effing mail as the Hogan was in 88.
Big year for the Pope, 88.
A big, oh man, he did that tour.
Would that have been John Paul?
Scream for me, Manchester.
Great lad, John Paul.
John Paul, that's right.
My favourite of the recent popes.
That's right. He was John Paul II, or as they say in Mexico, El Hijo del John Paul. And the second is that after Survivor Series 97, he's walking through an airport and it says, a Marine with tears in his eyes says, I'll never watch the WWF again after what they did to you. Like,
that could be true.
That could be true.
That one could be true.
I believe that. All I remember about it, because I haven't read that book in a long time, is an amazing read, obviously. There's a bit at the end of a chapter where I think he was sleeping with some woman, some female wrestling fan, or somebody who was impressed by him. And the last thing was something to the effect of, she drifted off in my arms as I felt the soft white satin sheet graze against my balls, or something like that. It's something to that effect.
That sentence is like a Bret Hart match. It lulls you in, and then the ending just hits you like, whoa, he's pulled out the bag.
The bed turned and looked at me and said, with tears in its pillows, that was the best shag I've ever had.
I was going to say, I remember two things from it as well. One is cartoons, because it's quite charming. He does little cartoons, and he makes himself... Interestingly, he makes his own cartoon far uglier than he actually is, which I think is a window into his... gone a bit Freud there. But also, I also remember a bit where he was talking about like how he got with some really hot woman on tour somewhere in Europe. And I was just like, all right, Brett, you're married, man. Calm down.
Like, look, it's my book. I'll talk about all the shags I've had, all right? But yeah, so again, love Brett the Hitman Hart, but it is... You can either look at it and go, wow, this is definitely what happened. Or you can look at it back and go... This is definitely what Bret Hart think happened, and there's a big difference.
So wait, is your pick Bret's potential lies, or
Bret's
just the
interpretation of the truth?
Nice, okay.
Bret's 5 moves of doom on the truth. And that's mine. So Pacitti, you weren't here last week. You can go next.
Sure. So I thought about this a lot, but I think I've missed the boat on the man who I want to nominate for the Hall of Fame. His name is Ian Moore, and he is the best damn Krista Burr tribute act that you've ever seen. He is unbelievable, and I've become a little bit obsessed with little Ian Moore. He looks like a hobbit, and he is the champion of champions on Stars in Their Eyes, which I've been watching so much of, like every night. But he's the best, and there's a great thing. I put it on my Twitter. I think you saw it, where the real Krista Burr, who's a wanker by the way, comes out, and the lady in red is dancing with me. Cheek to cheek, there's nobody here. And then the real Christopher, nobody here. And then their eyes meet, and he just does this like
on
that to Christopher, and it's brilliant. And I've been reading up some recent interviews with him, and he was told like, you're going to be a big star, Ian Moore, but it turns out you can probably only really do Christopher, and there's already one Christopher. So, but now he's a science lab technician at a high school or something like that. And in the interview, it's just like, well, no, I don't really sing anymore, except the odd assembly. I'd love to go to that school. Ian Moore pumping him out. Anyway, I was watching that 3 weeks ago now, so it's not especially topical. I mean, it's from 1999, so it's especially not topical. But actually, he won Champion of Champions in 2000. Anyway, I'm gonna pick something even less topical, perhaps, because it was the height of fashion 4 years ago, almost to this day. And I'm going to pick Pokemon Go, because I've recently re-downloaded it and I love it so much. So I mentioned earlier that I'm trying to lose this weight, and I'm eating way more healthy. And I think I look less knackered than I did a few months ago. And so I got a new phone, and it came with this smartwatch. Look, it's literally telling me there, this is perfect timing, completed, well done. And it says that I've done enough exercise to burn 300 calories there. I've been active for 30 minutes, and I've been active for eight 1 hour periods. So I've been doing something each time. I need something like that to tell me that, hey, Adam, you're doing a good job. You're going to lose the tits, buddy. And Pokemon Go is the ultimate thing for that. It's gamified walking. And I know it's so old and everybody was playing it ages ago, but I've re-downloaded it and it's the most fun I've had in ages. And it's all so meaningless, but it's just a nice, fun game. You still see people walking about playing it. And so on my walk to work and on my walk home, I will go via the Pokemon that it shows on the map. So I'm varying my route every day. It's just an easy way to get a bit more exercise and have a bit of fun and feel like you're achieving more than just flab loss.
Which team are you on?
Blue. I don't know what that is.
Okay.
Blue, but and we're the best ones actually.
Good.
So I've been going around capturing, and it's really like they've added loads of new stuff to it. It's not an especially exciting pick by any means. Maybe I should go with Ian Moore. Nobody knows who he is. Pokemon Go. People go for the nostalgia. Maybe.
Yeah. Knowing the fan base, they're going to relate more to Pokemon Go than
Christopher,
not the original,
tribute artist
not
Ian Moore.
Christopher. El Hijo del Christopher.
I'm not nominating real Christopher because the guy is an you think Brett's got an ego, you should get on the ringer with Christopher because he is unreal. Some of the stuff that he was read some interviews, he's an arrogant so. Jack, what you got?
Before we do that though, I'd like to say, Pacitti, that was a great entry. Thank you very much for the UK TV Twitter thing you started.
I need to get back on that. I haven't done any in a bit. I don't want to use the obvious ones, like the guy storming off of Games Master. Dean suggested. Brilliant clip. I love the Paul Daniels one with him going completely bozo to Vanilla Ice. I almost said iced tea there, Vanilla Ice. That's great. And I mean, British TV is just so full of great awkward moments. And I'm streaming on Twitch every Tuesday, the classic British TV. Like Saturday, I didn't have anything to do. So I thought, I'll wax it. I'll do a Twitch stream. Why the hell not? All the equipment's still in my flat still. So I'll do some of that. And I meant to go for like 4 hours. And I think I went for 5.5 watching Gladiators, Noel's House Party, which doesn't stand the test of time, by the way. It's not a good show. So don't watch that if they put it back on.
But it wasn't you that submitted it to the thread. It was someone else because some other people joined in. Have you seen the clip we talked about last week on Blind Date when the woman's actually a journalist?
Yeah,
she's a journalist. What did you think of that?
They made her seem evil.
It's like wrestling.
It's all bollocks, isn't it? Yeah. Like the whole crowd go boo, and she doesn't know what to do. Like, what can you say in that? And she was like, "Well, I've had a lovely time still." Boo, you bitch.
The bloke's like, "So there was this."
Oh, he's
so hard.
He's scowling at her because he's been cheated out of a potential wife.
Yeah, wife. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
So lots of stuff there in the thread. Jack, what have you got?
This is really egotistical. I'm nominating my own victory last night on Twitch because obviously did a bit of Fall Guys on Twitch because Owen's away. We normally do Football Manager, but he's away. So I thought, well, just for 1 week only, I'll do a bit of Fall Guys. And only went and got a bloody win on stream.
Wow!
I watched the last match where you.
When I didn't win.
Was he having? I don't want to take anything away from your monumental victory here, but was he having internet problems? Because it didn't look like he was playing properly.
Me?
No, your opponent, the final opponent, didn't know what he was doing.
Oh, my win!
He was lagging all over the place.
Yeah. No, I think that was just me. How I saw him lagging. So like, he would suddenly like get caught by the thing and then jump over it because in his view he just jumped over it. But to me, because he was catching up, I think it was a legitimate win. We don't need to question whether or not my opponent was having
the first thing you said was after you won was, I can't wait to watch myself back.
Yeah. And I did when I got in. Found the start of that whole game. Click, watched it back. Anyway, the chat made me promise to nominate it for the Hall of Fame. That's the only reason. But to make it a bit more...
Yeah, right.
Yeah. But to make it a bit more relevant, I will share one thing that someone in the chat said just midway through the stream about Maffew, so to make this relevant. So somebody asked... it was like, "Hi Jack, loving the stream. Does Maffew actually enjoy wrestling? Because it seems like his tolerance for everything is really low. It seems like Maffew can only enjoy wrestling if he's watched it live in Germany." Which I just thought was brilliant. So, and at first I thought about ignoring it, and then I couldn't help but laugh a little bit. But
I do like that. I mean, it's funny, but I like it because I think I say plenty of positive stuff on here about things, but I think people only pay attention to when I have a different opinion to them. I'll put up so many positive things, and we'll see when we get to the wrestling, because there's loads of I enjoyed this week. I will make more of an effort to enjoy stuff.
No, you shouldn't change your... Don't change your opinion.
If it's live out Germany, then I will definitely... That place, then I will definitely love it, especially if I'm there at the time.
Yeah.
I will say, Maffew, I don't know many people who get as excited about watching wrestling as you do.
Thank you.
You're a big fan.
Hopefully it should translate. Because if you're like, "Are you excited for this?" Yeah, I'll be all right. Yeah, there's clearly some issues. But it's fine. I'm not having any issues with people saying that. It's fine. It just reminds me I need to probably, emphasize the positives more. It's not so much fun as emphasizing the negatives, I know. But speaking of emphasizing the positives, that is a great pick, Jack. And as someone who's played some Fall Guys, you should be very happy with the fact that you got a win on stream.
Thank you. No one can
because I haven't got one yet. I haven't got past the third round yet.
I've got 2 wins.
No, not me.
I've got two wins.
Well done, mate.
I'm pissing
Neither
them
linked
out.
to his own account, so he can't.
No, yeah, I can't even. No, one's on Owens and one's on Sam's. Yeah. Anyway, and when I was playing,
It's a great game, isn't it?
Yeah, but it gets by the
addictive.
end of the 2 hours on Twitch, I never wanted to play it again. Like you burn out very quickly on it. But the
you'll give it a day and you'll be thinking about that non-stop, repeating your success.
The design of it's genius. It looks so good and it plays really well. It's really, really good. But also when I was playing at home on Owen's PS4, I was like trying to concentrate, and I'd have like his mates who've seen that he's online popping up with messages. So like some lad I've never heard of saying in all caps, "I can smell you," and I'm like, what's going on here? And why are Owen's friends? Is that the sort of interplay they have with each other? I don't know. I just ignored it. I should have messaged him back, but I didn't. Never mind.
Yeah, you're catfishing people on Fall Guys.
Fall Guys.
God. Anyway, those are some fantastic picks for the Hall of Fame. Yeah. You have Bret the Hitman Hart, in brackets, when he's grumpy. Fantastic autobiography. For one, you have, what's up?
Bret, you've just nominated Bret Hart.
Oh, Bret Hart's book, sorry.
Because you can't just nominate Bret Hart.
No, you said Bret Hart's perception of reality or something like that.
Yeah, but I said it in such a daft way that Jack couldn't hear me. And he's
say Bret Hart and you've won the thing, Maffew.
Yeah, right.
It's that easy.
No, but this is... I'll do that every week then. I'll do Bret Hart's tights, Bret Hart's smile, Bret whatever. So this particular week is Bret Hart's book.
Okay.
There we go. Bret Hart's book in first place. In second place, that's not how you do it, Maffew. Sounds like a fun. In one, Bret Hart's book. In two,
a speedboat.
But a speedboat. Also, Pokemon Go. In three. Was it you winning Fall Guys?
Yeah, my win on Fall Guys, yeah.
Oh, yeah, your win on Fall Guys. Which is actually Owen's win on Fall Guys. Sam's. If you look at or Sam's, there we go. But we'll go with you because no one was there to see it. Wow. If only was a place we could vote for them. Don't worry, silly, you can. By going to patreon.com/Cultaholic.
Wait a second. Is this a new thing he's trying to get over? Don't worry, you silly.
I don't know if Don't Worry You Silly is a thing, but
I'm just trying to make it different every week because it's like
like season one of like you remember when the Mighty Boosh was like
everything. No, not the Mighty Boosh. All right, go on.
Matthew's very similar to Naboo in his acting. Like, wow, really? Well, there is. Like that's very Naboo.
Was Naboo related to one of them?
Yeah,
he was rubbish, wasn't he?
He was Noel Fielding's brother.
Right.
I didn't know that, but that doesn't surprise me at all because they were all crap at acting.
Oh, Julian Barrett. No.
Julian
Okay,
Barrett's
sorry,
great.
yeah, beg your pardon. Julian Barrett.
Nathan Fielder? Nathan Barley?
Which one's that?
Yeah.
Nathan Barley, The Rise of the Idiots. He's in that and he's class. You'd like it.
It's basically what you do for a living now.
Okay.
Anyway, those three fantastic picks. Don't worry, you silly. Can be blah, blah, blah. I've already done that bit. Cultaholic, yay. The end.
That says this week in the wrestling. It's this bloody week in the wrestling.
This week in wrestling. There we go. It's a marathon, not a sprint this week, so bear with us. On SmackDown, which I did watch, but I can give you a fun fact as well. It'll be a good one this week, because I didn't know this. I'm going to see if you knew this. Maffew's fun fact, rather than watch SmackDown, is Shayna Baszler is 40.
Yeah.
I did not know that until this week.
Yeah, she looks really
is
young.
looking great. Anyway, SmackDown. Number one, Vince McMahon has a mission for Adam Pearce, who spends the show trying to get the 3 Universal title competitors to sign the contract for their match. Fiend and Strowman do, but Reigns delays and reveals he's aligned with Paul Heyman. And it has the emoji, which also means we can exclusively reveal that AJ Styles has moved to Raw.
No, Aiden told me upstairs, Aiden, our news hound, that that's on his bio on the website, by the way. I've not just made that up.
Taking a bite out of the news.
Yeah. He just leaned over the desk and went, oh, AJ's commented on the Paul Heyman to SmackDown news. I was like, oh, what's AJ said? Because we were looking for news stories for a video. And he went, says he doesn't care. I was like, well, don't tell me that.
He was like, forgive, but don't forget. But also, I haven't really forgiven him either. Because his mates are doing all right now.
Yeah.
He was great, though. I thought Adam Pearce in this, by the way. I think it was a really good thread going through the show. And I think Adam Pearce, because they haven't really... he pops up on camera breaking up brawls and here and there. I hope he has more of a speaking role. You forget how good he is.
Absolutely. It's weird because you can tell the COVID thing's affecting things, where Adam Pearce is getting a push on SmackDown as a backstage dude, and on Raw, what's his name, Buck, is getting beat up by Nia Jax on a weekly basis and getting name dropped.
Oh, yeah.
Next week, Steve, the man who cleans the toilets, will challenge for the Universal title. AJ Styles accuses Jeff Hardy of cheating with the knee brace last week. Jeff faces Nakamura for the IC title and retains, again, using the knee. Sami Zayn returns with the IC title he never lost and a big set of hair at the back, much love, and boots Jeff in the face. Jeff just gets up and continues to argue with AJ. It's weird.
Yeah, why did he no sell the Helluva Kick? Is Sami Zayn going to get buried again? Probably. Yeah, okay.
No. My phone's
It's good. I like I like the face off with the titles and that. I assume this probably means they're going to scrap the cruiserweight thing, because obviously like Devlin what is he at the moment now?
Devlin's the real cruiserweight champion. No,
yeah,
but
Matey's the interim champion. I think they're referring to it. Yeah.
Is it not? Is it Santos Escobar at the minute?
Yeah.
No, is it?
No,
Yeah.
it is, but it used to be. But she's right. It did used to be Devlin's the uncrowned dude. But
now they're calling him.
Let's see what happens with that.
Okay, so yeah, they're probably scrapping that. But what's that got to do with Sami Zayn?
Well, I thought maybe they would do that storyline twice or something.
Yeah.
So I prefer it with Sami Zayn. I think that's the right shout.
Well, he's going to lose though, sadly, which is a shame.
Yeah, he is. Yeah.
He's out of everyone underutilized in WWE. I think he's the one I'd most like to see tread properly.
Not Cesaro.
It's between those. It's probably between those two.
Yeah, I
Ricochet
agree.
might be a close third, but yeah.
Who's on main event? You see the tweet with he did it as with Ali.
Told you about it, mate.
What happened?
Oh, you did, yeah. Sorry. Yeah, Mustafa Ali put a tweet out saying, "Yes, this match is happening on main event. Tune in on Hulu." But Ricochet versus Mustafa Ali. I didn't watch it. Sure, it's fine.
It's not. No, it's this week.
Oh, is it all right? I won't watch
So you
it.
can.
I'm sure
No, you
it'll be
can't. It's
fine.
on Hulu.
No one's watching
No, I will. I actually will. I love Hulu.
Let's all have a Hulu party. Come
Let's
on.
do it. Get BritBox up as well in the background. What's that?
Out.
The Q Music channel.
Teletext.
Zayn tries to reunite with Cesaro and Nakamura, but they shun him. Boo, go away. Cesaro has a match with Kalisto. Kalisto tells Matalik and Dorado to stay backstage and watch how it's done. But Cesaro and Nakamura jump them after he's gone. Cesaro wins the match and the Lucha House Party tension continues.
Who cares? I don't want to get all Maffew about it, but I couldn't give a toss. I like them all. They're all great wrestlers. Yeah, I'm not that fussed.
It might lead to a push for Lindsay. I'm holding on hope. I'm holding on.
Definitely.
It might. It might.
He looks rubbish as well.
He doesn't. He's the Golden Lynx. How dare
he's
you?
not. He's a stupid little cat. And
No, he's not. No, you're a stupid little Mr. Happy. No, Mr. Happy's not. I shouldn't say that. That's awful.
Yeah,
I do apologise.
He's always poorly as well. You even insulted my poorly cat there.
Oh no, sorry.
It's all right. Came home yesterday. He was crying.
No, don't.
Don't worry. I've just been watching Bret Hart matches.
Why are you keeping this on? I feel so bad now. Oh, Mr. Happy.
God bless him.
We're all Mr. Happy this week. Nikki Cross and Tamina are worried about Alexa Bliss, who smashes Nikki's coffee mug. Oh, no. Was that it?
Yeah.
Big E and Heavy Machinery face Miz and Morrison and Sheamus in the main event. Sheamus stops a pinfall attempt by ringing the bell at one point, and it comes across very awkwardly. Big E gets the win after hitting the big ending on Miz. I think Sheamus buggered off halfway through this match.
Oh, did he leave? Oh.
It's cool to see Heavy Machinery tagging again. I like that Otis isn't just going to be pushed as a singles guy and Tucker's going to be forgotten about. Big E picking up the win is the right booking decision as well.
Yeah.
I was a bit worried when it was like, oh, we're going to do a tag team match to finish things off. I was like, oh no, come on, push Big E as a singles guy. But when he gets the win, pinning former WWE champion The Miz, you can't complain too much, can you?
Do you think that they've just forgotten that Otis is Mr. Money in the Bank?
I don't think they have the foggiest what they're going to do. I really hope they don't cash it in on whoever the tag champions may be when they do that. I'd rather see him fail and get some good.
He tries to cash it in on Roman. He'll just bounce off him. Roman will batter him.
I'd rather see him cash it in and fail and have some interesting storyline ramifications from that than do it with the tag belts. Because everybody gets a go at the tag belts anyway. You don't even need to be a wrestler.
Yeah.
We could rock up.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
should.
we could. Yeah.
The team of Mr. Happy and Mr. Nosy. Sorry.
We are the Lucha House Party, but no one knows because they're all in masks. But we have been for weeks now. No one even cares.
Weeks.
Yeah.
So just a couple of weeks.
Months since the start.
Yeah.
Since they were feuding with Lars Sullivan back in the day.
Don't tell anybody, we're also Retribution.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah.
They're exclusive to Raw now, which is awfully polite of them.
Most polite rebels you've ever seen.
like Otis, I think they've got no idea what the end point is with Retribution either. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
You know what else was weird? Having
Payback.
a super show the week
right.
after SummerSlam.
Yeah, it was
And
weird.
you guys are much smarter than me and more business-minded.
Yes, cheers.
Why did this show happen?
Why? I don't know.
Don't know.
I actually don't know. Honestly, I thought it was better than SummerSlam.
I was going to say, I'll go through
I really
quickly the
enjoyed
results because I know that you guys have already done your videos and WTF moments, everything else. So on the pre-show, Ruby Riott and Liv Morgan beat the Iconics. Bobby
Terrible.
Lashley. That was
Terrible.
the worst match on this show.
It was a stinker. I thought it was botchy as hell.
You know what? I quite enjoyed that it had a purpose, but then it all got ruined the next night. But anyway.
Sloppier than a deep-fried pizza. Bobby Lashley beat Apollo Crews to become the US champion. Apollo attacks after the match and vows to get the title back because he's a sore loser.
So has he gone heel now? Because it wasn't a very babyface thing to do. I know shades of grey and all that.
Judging by how he
made out
was
of a
on
dick.
Judging by how he was on Raw, I think he was just a fiery babyface.
Yeah. Lashley didn't cheat to win. He wouldn't beat him clean and then Crews did it and then nothing happened. I'm happy with this because I like Lashley. I love the Hurt Business. So
And Apollo Crews is really boring too.
Oh, he's really been trying hard recently. He's really been trying.
No points for effort. Oh, and apparently a US title reign for effort.
He's been really trying to get more character into everything, but they've not given him much to get his teeth into.
yeah, but that character is the WWE smiley. Hi.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm going to get the mic. What am I going to do?
Oh,
You're
so
a
then-
poo-poo head.
Oh, so then he jumps his opponent after the match, shows a bit of fire, and you two go, don't even like it, nothing happened.
Is that
attacking a guy attacking a guy after you lose clean. It's not a
Well,
all right,
at least it's the opposite of being the smiley wavy guy,
Yeah,
I suppose.
that's fair. A few of his promos were all right. I just think he needs somebody with him. I think he needs a manager.
Probably, yeah.
He needs a
Great
hug.
wrestler. I'm not taking anything away from his wrestling ability,
No.
obviously, because he is very, very good.
Yeah, but hey, another win for the good guys there. Pain business. Big E beat
Pain
Sheamus.
business.
The pain
oh,
business.
The pain
The Hurt
business.
Locker.
Yeah,
The Hurt business. The Hurt Locker.
The film,
The pain
that
locker.
film on DVD comes out and attacks Apollo Crews. Big E beats Sheamus. And this was a fine match. Didn't overstay its welcome. Big E wins and beats another former world champion. Get in.
And he celebrated loads afterwards, shouting at Corey, which was nice.
We always approve of people shouting at Corey. Matt Riddle beat King Corbin. Well, it's a King Corbin match. Life's too short. We'll quickly move on from the fact that they're now turning the real life situation with Matt Riddle into a WWE
God, yeah.
storyline.
Oh, God.
Which defied belief. But anyway, yeah. Then Corbin attacks him backstage afterwards. Next, Shayna Baszler and Nia Jax beat Bayley and Sasha Banks to become the new women's tag team champions.
Yes.
The
Yes.
finish to this.
Oh, this is where you won, Daddy.
Oh, no, I'm not. Oh, yeah, I'm Adam's dad. Oh, we've not even
He
mentioned
doesn't know
it.
about this.
So neglectful.
I'm Adam's dad, by the
So
way.
neglectful.
No. I saw because it's
Sorry.
your thumbnail on Twitter.
It's what,
Yeah.
sorry?
It's Adam Pacitti's
Oh,
thumbnail.
yeah.
It's
Yeah.
him.
Yeah.
We had a
I'm a
discussion
little
about this
boy
last
now.
week. And
Yeah,
I was just happy.
I was going to put the costume on. I'd totally forgotten.
It's all right.
Oh,
We'll do it. We'll do a
no.
video. We'll do it.
Really?
The costume's too good
Yeah.
not to wear, yeah.
Look,
It's not
I
a
like
real
you.
shirt. If I move too much, that all pops out. It's just a little shirt insert. It could
Is
get
this
really
why you've been doing
pornographic.
Pokemon Go? To get into
So-
shape because this bloody joke.
Yeah, exactly. So, at the,
done,
at the
that's
end, that's
good.
the big reveal. Is
Oh,
right at the end, I
we
lift
can-
it up and you see a 12-pack.
Yeah, is it
Why don't we? That is the video we do with me as your dad. We just go and play Pokemon Go. GoPro.
great, yeah.
So yeah, we've done it. We've sorted the video.
I'm
we'll
well
do
up
that.
for that. I was looking at how to do it as a stream because you can stream and you need 2 cameras or something. But I'm
Yeah.
going to do a Pokemon Go
Should we
stream.
go around- should we
Hopefully
go
not
around-
get mugged on camera.
I was going to say, should we go like around the West End, like doing Pokemon Go in really dodgy areas?
yeah, go.
Yeah, dressed as that kid. No one will
Yeah.
touch you. No one will even look you in the eyes.
walking through Cowgate, and I'm like, I'm just taking my son for a walk, and he's like, yes, Daddy, we'd get battered.
Daddy, there's a goal back. Come on, Daddy.
We wouldn't last 3 minutes in the West End.
Lollipops that's bigger than your head. Like,
oh, we'd be thrown out of the West End. The East End's fine. It's all artsy. People would just be like, they're doing something.
Are we in the East End now?
Yeah, we're sort of Central East. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We're in the art.
You'll be people trying to sell you weed in East. Don't come to West. Don't come near me. So yes, the finish to this, moving on from your childish antics, was quite special. With Shayna managing to tap out both of them wrapped up in a human cocoon of pain.
She made Bayley tap out with Sasha's arm.
That's right.
The symbolism's so good. I really enjoyed it.
Oh, okay.
Because the tension between Sasha and Bayley, and she's in a way made Sasha. I don't know. That's what I got from it, but
yeah. I don't think too much of Shayna and Nia as a team, but that is not as important as the long-term storyline with Bayley and Banks. Oh no, we're out of titles now. Who's still got that one title? It doesn't matter. We'll get to that. So I was fine with that. Keith Lee beats the hell out of Randy Orton.
Oh,
brilliant.
Oh, RKO. Nah, Spirit Bomb, pan.
Great.
Yep.
and
Dominic
Randy
and Rey Mysterio.
Randy. When Randy got pounced out of the ring, it's weird seeing Randy Orton like be chucked around because normally he's the one grinding down his opponent, and he does take bumps, but not like he doesn't like fly across the ring. It was so good.
Dominic and Rey Mysterio beat Seth Rollins and Murphy in a very good match.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed the hell out of this, and again, Rey Mysterio needs to donate his body to science to see what it is that keeps him going. Sadly, that'll be by the year 2015. We'll be dead by then. But yeah, I love this match. I'm really enjoying the feud. Rey Mysterio taking bumps, Dominic looking like a real wrestler. Yeah. And then Roman Reigns enters the Universal title match near the end after Feed and Strowman have broken the ring. Reigns wins to become the champion after doing nothing and celebrates with Heyman. Don't care about Fiend and Strowman, but I am interested in seeing what's happening with Roman Reigns. I'm very like, okay, this is interesting. Got Heyman's going to be a bad guy. He's going to wear the shirt. He's got big white teeth. He's going to be this. It's like, okay, cool. So overall, I would say that it was an mostly inoffensive pay-per-view. The matches all didn't overstay their welcome, and the booking is going in the right direction. That's an important thing. The thing that's been killing this product for months, that's why I've been so negative, is because there's been very little happening because of a tiny roster. This episode of Payback and then Raw afterwards, you know what I mean, was just filled with like, okay, that looks kind of interesting. I'll tune in next week to see what's happening with that, which they've been lacking these last few months.
I couldn't believe it. I was like, what a turnaround.
Yeah, it was a great show. I think I agree totally with the booking. The one thing that I wasn't that keen on was the ring break spot. I didn't think it was needed. We've seen it a fair
Charles
few times
Robinson.
now. Oh, Charles Robinson was great, obviously.
Well, he got stick on Twitter.
Did he? Why?
Well, the first time he doesn't quite do it and then has to sort of chuck himself over. But people were acting... He mentioned on Twitter, like, people have been really horrible to me about this, and I'm really gutted because I tried my best. And it's like, I know.
He's a legend as well.
I know.
And how do you practice for that? You can't have like 3 or 4 guys. Put the ring back up, lads. Come on, give it another go. Oh, piss off.
I know.
Everyone's suddenly a theatre director. Again, please. I didn't quite get the verisimilitude of you falling over in the ring. Any other thoughts on Payback there, Jack?
I thought it was a show of two halves because the first 3 matches were like the same blueprint with the heel being down the face a lot and then just slightly different endings. But the last 4 matches or whatever, really, really enjoyed the latter half of the show. Really good.
Good times. Monday Night Raw. There are 3 singles matches, with the winners advancing to a triple threat number 1 contenders match in the main event, because William Regal booked the show. Ziggler attempts to jump Keith Lee from behind during the opening promo segment. Guess what? Keith Lee wins. Orton then squashes Owens after he got jumped by Aleister Black, and then Rollins beat Dominic. And the highlight of the show for me was Orton came out of Aleister Black's dressing room before the match, and then Aleister Black attacks Kevin Owens before this. So Tom Phillips is like, do you think that's why we saw him coming out of his locker room? And Samoa Joe goes, you think? Of course that's why, you idiot. It's like,
I'm excited by heel Aleister Black. I think he's going to be great. I think he looks really cool. I really like the eye thing. And he had like some paint or a bit of coal or something on him. I just thought, he's going to be great. I think this will be what's needed for him.
Yeah, I agree. Mickie James tells Asuka she's coming for the Raw Women's title. They're interrupted by Natalya and Lana, who mock them an attempt to attack, but Asuka and Mickey get the better of them, and Mickey beats Lana in a quick match. I forgot that happened, to be honest with you, so I hope that was good.
There's one of those women should be in the women's title scene, and that's Mickey James, and the other two should be nowhere near it.
They're good as the people to face on Raw and the build-up to that.
It's a hat trick for me being unnecessarily mean. But no, she's not.
Maffew will be played by Adam Pacitti this week. Sorry, talk
Natalia is well, she's Natalia, isn't she? That's what she is. Shouldn't be a champion again.
Yeah,
but I'm up for another Mickey reign. I don't think it's going to happen, but
any thoughts there, Jack?
Not really. I think Adam's pretty much covered it there.
Yeah, he's done a good job. The Hurt Business face Cedric Alexander and the Viking Raiders in a 6-man tag. Cedric rolls up MVP for the win, and MVP stops Lashley and Shelton from attacking him after the bell. But they beat him up backstage shortly afterwards anyway.
Yeah, they beat him up anyway.
Mind games, Jack.
No, it wasn't mind games. It was silly.
Okay. Well, I'll point out my head. I can't take that back now.
No.
But Cedric Alexander's first win on TV since what? 2011?
Now, Maffew, I seem to recall that when AJ Styles beat Cedric on a pre-show very quickly, and we said that Cedric had been buried, you denied that. And you were like, oh, everyone says that the lad's being buried. I think he has now been buried.
Well, after getting a pin on Raw?
I think in the interim, he was buried. I think he's now sticking his hand back.
Right, you mean that. Oh, yeah, of course. But I'm one of those people who will go, and it gets amazing coming from me, but I'll crap on something after it happens rather than go, it's over. Because there might be the chance that, Cedric Alexander will come out on Raw the next week and kill AJ Styles.
True, never give up.
It didn't happen, but
it might have done.
I have to have that optimism and belief that something good will happen.
Enough.
Otherwise, I come into work going, God, I wish I was homeless.
Wait.
Watch this miserable program. Anyway.
I'm going to get Richard to cut the opening bit so you look absolutely mental there. No, does this mean that Cedric and Ricochet have broken up?
I'm so sorry to... No, because they continue... We'll see in a second on Raw.
Oh, right, okay.
No, they can lose together still, don't worry.
That reminds me of a video we did at What Culture where I had to walk around and interview people and pretend to be like a big deal and ask them to... I was on Northumberland Street being like, do you want to pay a $5 for a selfie with me? And obviously people were looking at me like, yeah, it was really embarrassing. But there was this family and they were talking to Adam behind the camera and they were like saying stuff like, what you were saying I was going to be in the new Ice Age film, Ice Age 3.
Yeah.
And
they believed it, I think.
And they believed it, and we're talking for ages and ages and ages. And then at the end of the video, I'm doing my wrap up in the middle of Northumberland Street. I think I just had members of the public wax my legs as well.
Yes, you had, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm saying all right, thanks everyone for watching. Leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Check the new Ice Age when it hits screen soon as well, and I'll see you very soon. And then they cut the bit where they were talking about Ice Age. So I just, in the video, at the end of the video, I just go, catch the new Ice Age in cinemas soon.
I edited that.
Oh, you did it.
It wasn't intentional.
Good.
I don't think it
I thought it was intentional.
It probably was.
It was a very uncomfortable, not as bad as the Steiner one, but it was up there.
Oh.
So yeah, there we go. Anyway, Cedric and Ricochet, no, they're fine. That's
good. That's a relief.
Yeah. For now.
Ruby Riott with Morgan beat the Iconics in a match where the losing team is forced to disband.
Oh no. Yeah, this sucks, doesn't it? You've got on a really lackluster women's tag scene. You've got one team that feels like a team that have amazing chemistry together, and because Peyton Royce is going to get a bit of a singles push, you break them up. I think it's baffling because I think they're so good together, so funny, ridiculously good, and it's a travesty.
And when they are both on their own singles runs, is it going to affect them because they're very similar gimmick-wise, or do you think one of them will change a lot? I don't know.
I think they'll push Peyton as a babyface sooner rather than later.
Oh,
just
she's
a hunch.
She's not a babyface.
I don't know. I think she could do it.
Okay.
I don't know. Well, we'll see. I think Billie Kay is going to struggle more than Peyton. Yeah.
She's funnier.
Vince.
She's the funnier of the two.
Yeah, she is, yeah.
But not the better wrestler.
Vince isn't going to get that backstage stuff that we think of when we think of the Iconics when they're making everybody corpse. That's not going to, like, Vince isn't going to care. Probably not even seen it.
No.
Speaking of corpse, I think she was one at the end of Raw Underground.
God, I was scared there. I was really scared.
Yeah, that was going to go.
Where that transition was going.
Sorry.
No, but it worked. It was a good one. Yeah.
Anyway, Retribution interrupt the match very politely between Angel Garza, Andrade, and the Street Profits. Angel escapes with Demi from The Bachelor. Backstage, they're
I'm
cornered
so
by
glad
Retribution,
Demi's
and he
back.
flees.
I'm so relieved to see. I was like, where's Demi been this whole time?
Oh no, I'm really scared of Revelation. Retribution.
Yes. Retromobulation or running wild. I can't remember what she said. Was it revision? I don't know.
Revelation? No, for Christ's sake. AEW Revolution? No, it's a different company. And this showed how bad this was. Oh, I'm being negative, but like...
No, you can't be negative.
Yeah, right. We got Retribution, all right. Retribution show up and everyone's like, oh no, the shaky cam, Blair Witch. Everyone runs, oh my God, it's chaos. The commentators are like, yay. Because Samoa Joe wants nothing of the ninjas from TNA coming back and put them in that van again. And so everyone goes, and it comes back from the advert and it instantly cuts to Tom Phillips going, you could save money with Progress Insurance, son. You know, like, nothing's happened. And everyone's like, whoa, that was a bit scary, wasn't it, lads? Anyway, more of Raw to come. I'm like, you come and go, my God, I'm really sorry I have to do this advert, but we're still shaking here. It's like, yeah, it's whatever.
It was weird.
Raw Underground, Rick Moss beat Titus O'Neil. Remember him? And then Shane chats the Iconics.
Which one?
That's not what I said. Shane chats the Iconics, who have just broken up forever, and tells them to cheer up because it's time to watch Jessamine Duke and Marina Shafir. I wasn't sure if this could be brought up or not.
Jessamine Duke?
Jessamine Duke. It's spelled Jessamyn. Duke.
Jessamine.
Yeah, not Jessamine.
Jessamine.
Tom can't say it either, but it's definitely not got jizz in it.
What does Tom say?
Jesse Man Duke or something? Jizzy Man Duke?
Like
Jesse
Davy Boy
Man
Smith.
Duke.
Jesse Man Duke.
I prefer that, to be honest with you. So Jessie Mann, Duke to her friends, and Marina Shafir beat up some folk. Peyton then throws Billy in to face them, and she gets battered. Peyton's all like, oops, the silly goose.
Well, yeah.
Apollo, Ricochet, and Cedric hype each other up to fight the Hurt Business and are comprehensively defeated. You've been using a thesaurus on this one, Jack. I like it.
No, I've got an English degree, mate.
Oh, okay. Randy Orton.
Sorry, that was such a knob thing to say.
No, that was funny. Randy Orton pins Rollins.
I thought Adam was doing like a bit there. I thought you were going like,
No. I was just wiping my brow. I realised I just said that I thought Peyton Royce was going to be a baby face, and then when you were recapping that, it's like, oh yeah, maybe she won't. Maybe she'll remain
she might still. You never know.
Weird thing to do. Yeah.
Orton's number one contender. Drew's condition from Payback to Raw suddenly went through, oh God, he's dead, to, oh no, it's okay, Raw beyond tomorrow, he's fine actually. It's not that big of an injury. And also R-Truth became 24/7 champion again at some point in the night. All right, the one bit I liked about Raw that wasn't mentioned here, it's just a very stupid thing to bring up. They're in the parking lot and Akira Tozawa is a little minivan and he's in his gi, obviously, because he just wears it everywhere. And he's driving up and the guy's got the names, he's checking it, and he goes, Akira Tozawa and his ninjas, like, to be identified on the list. And a ninja in the back puts his head out the window to be like, yeah. Like, yeah, it's me, one of the ninjas, obviously with a ninja garb on. And I laughed the hardest I have laughed about something that happened on Raw in ages. It's just a little thing like, a ninja, It's like, yeah, hello.
I liked...
Christ.
It really got him.
I knew you wouldn't laugh.
No, it was... I liked Randy Orton's little roly-poly to get into the pinfall in the main event, because he RKO's...
Oh, he hopped over Keith, didn't he?
Keith Lee, and then doesn't pin him, he pins Rollins, but he has to do a little tumbly, little forward roll.
Which suggests that he thinks that Rollins' finisher is better, or that he thinks Keith is too strong, I guess, maybe.
Oh, he thinks
if you were hitting your finisher, you'd want to...
you'd pin Keith Lee.
Yeah, because that's the most devastating move in all sports entertainment.
But he's scared of Keith because he just got battered by him the night before.
Fair.
He thinks, I'm not going to be able to put him down. I'll pin that weasel Seth Rollins instead. I know him. We have history back to the Authority. I could go really in. I'm not going to.
No, please do.
No. No, because honestly, I'll tell you what happened. I stopped thinking of what to say next, and I tried to get out of it.
Did they make an Ice Age 3?
They did.
They did. Okay, just checking.
Yeah.
I wasn't in it, but yeah, they did.
Uncredited.
Yeah. Do you know anybody in life who people say looks like? So I'm not familiar with Ice Age. Not the squirrel. Not the squirrel.
With a nut.
Is it Sid?
No, wait.
What's Sid?
Sid's the eyes.
Yeah. So
I can't remember what animal
I'm
it's
sure that I've encountered a lot of people in life who people say look like Sid. I always see people tag people in it on Facebook and stuff. Why Sid? Why is he such a...
Just big eyes, big sunken, big bulbous eyes, maybe?
I don't know.
There was that time on a TNA pay-per-view, I think 2 years ago, that one dude who always brings the weird, nerdy signs, most of which don't make any sense. They're just nerd for the sake of nerd, but some of them could be quite funny. He brought up a sign that says Maffew looks like Sid from Ice Age and had a picture of Sid in case there were any people that didn't know what Sid from Ice Age looked like. And I thought that was nice. And you know what was even funnier? Because it was an effing TNA pay-per-view. Not that many watched it, and not as many people took print screens of it or put on Twitter. So I had to be the one that showed on Twitter that this guy take this sign of me, take the piss out of me. It was great. Nothing but love, nerd sign guy.
You don't really
I don't
look
think
like
you do.
Sid from Ice Age, no.
No, I know, and it's fine. People could say these things. It's all right, and it's a great person.
Like Randall off of Monsters Inc., if anything.
Oh no! Don't say that because there was a lad at my uni who we called Creature was his nickname, and he looked like Randall from Monsters Inc. Yes.
That's a horrible nickname.
Oh, he loved it, mate. No, he did. He did.
Way. You're
he
saying
didn't
he's
care.
not human.
No, he
Cried
didn't
himself
care.
to sleep every night. Loved it.
And no, he didn't care. He was a proper he was like he worked in the kitchen at the bar, the local the college bar, and he'd always lean through the hatch to see what the banter was like. Proper what's going on, lads? He was one of our mates. It's fine. I feel dreadful.
Do you keep up with him, Sam? No. Sam, Jack, done it again.
I've got him on Facebook.
Okay.
Is his first name Creature?
He's in London.
He's in London.
He's from Middlesbrough, but I think he went to London.
He made the move to the big smoke.
I honestly, no, I don't know. I haven't talked to him for a long time. Okay.
Yeah, because you don't respect him as a human being.
I do. He's a nice guy.
Creature.
He was better at football than me.
Are you one of these people when Creature's like, yeah, I'm doing really well, I'm executive manager, and you're like, oh, Creature's got a job. Creature's doing well in life. He's like, yeah, they don't call me Creature, they call me like Mr. Smith.
He was better looking than Randall from Monsters Inc. Okay, there we go.
And it's fine because both the Creature and Randall from Monsters Inc. and myself, at least we don't look like a Tory MP.
For a start, there are 50,000 people that apparently look like me. Any fair-haired man with glasses and crap facial hair apparently looks like me. And you know what? He vanity searched that, by the way. We're talking about Alexander. What's his name? Hammond, is it? Alexander. I can't.
Oh,
no.
yeah, I can't remember it.
What's his name? It's Alexander something. Not Alexander. What's his bloody name? Anyway, he didn't get tagged in that. So I put up a picture saying, oh, this isn't me. He's a Tory MP. I don't like him. And within 20 minutes, he had replied and he wasn't tagged anywhere. He had been vanity searching, found that, responded with a little cryy face. So before I took the piss out of him, I looked up his voting record to see how nasty he actually was. And he was sufficiently nasty for me to murk him on Twitter. I could have been a lot nastier. Should have been a lot nastier. If you're watching, hello. Twat.
He won't be. I mean, him and Maffew Wright watching together.
There's others. Piers Morgan.
Yeah, I was going to say the coalition to destroy Cultaholic.
You don't know like Piers Morgan.
That lad who
I've upset Piers Morgan before on Twitter.
Oh, was it? Nice.
Yeah.
Good.
That's right, the vegan sausage rolls, I remember.
I'm trying to build a 5-man Survivor Series team of people I've pissed off. So we can all go up against him.
Jack can help team up because there was that lad that stole Reese's Pieces from him. That has about 10 million
I've got an update. They mentioned our podcast on theirs.
Oh no.
Saying that
this is way more successful than ours as well.
Oh yeah, of course it is. Stephen Tries is huge.
That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
What was he saying about it?
Just mentioned that he was like
Patreon.
Well, Stephen Tries has recently had a beef has resurfaced between him and a man called Jeremy Swaztekers Lynch, a football YouTuber. So that's a much bigger deal than, and then what he does is he kind of talks about that, and then he goes, and we've got other beef as well with Cultaholic, but it's much more lighthearted. Like, he doesn't actually.
Oh, that's a relief then. Yeah.
But
now good and proper. Say something really nasty about
you
him.
just
We'll
want
put it
more,
up on
so we can get more.
Like Randall from Monsters Inc.
I did think this. I tweeted him saying like, refer to me as Swaz the Jobber from now on, because Swaz is the guy's. Yeah. So, but then he just liked it. And then someone said, what has Stephen Tries done to you? And I said, honestly, nothing. I'm going to have to get attention another way. So I did also think like, oh, this is good. We can get clout, but it didn't work.
He's really funny. He would destroy any of us on the.
Oh, yeah, he's really good. Yeah,
on the mic.
I found a character who looks like Adam as well, if you can see.
Yeah, that's another person with glasses there.
It's from that volleyball anime that I was watching.
Yeah.
Have you seen Rick and Morty, Pacitti?
Rick and Morty,
regular
Stephen
legs.
Merchant, Jurgen Klopp, I get
Stephen,
quite a lot.
You don't look like Klopp or Merchant.
Well, I don't look at any of them.
You look like regular
I look
legs.
like a huge celebrity called Adam Pacitti. I already look like a very famous, handsome man.
You look a bit like, or you used to look like regular legs when you had
with
longer hair and
as well.
yeah.
But I can take that.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's
right.
why he's a bastard.
Moving on from us self-flagellating ourselves, NXT Super Tuesday. It says here, Breezango and Isaiah Scott beat Escobar and his lads in a 6-man street fight match that included forklift dives.
Yes.
So I liked it. Nothing much else to say there.
It's good.
Yeah. Candice LeRae beat Casey. I've seen people have a go at people's pronunciation of this.
You
Let me
got
try.
this.
Casey Catanzaro.
No.
Nearly.
Try again.
No. Oh, crap.
Catanzaro, isn't it? Have I just spelled it wrong?
Jizzanzano, I think it is. Casey Jizzy Zaro.
You saw about jizzing everywhere.
Catanzaro.
Casey K.
Catanzaro.
In a short match, invites Tegan Knox to dinner at her house.
Don't go, Tegan. It's a trap, mate. Don't go.
It's a free meal. It's worth the risk. Timothy Thatcher beats Bronson Reed, which is always good to see. It happened after interference from some blokey who we won't mention. And in a match specifically designed to irritate Maffew, it says here, the 4-way, hour-long Ironman goes to a draw. Adam Cole and Finn Balor will wrestle next week to determine the new NXT champion. And I thought this was funny on many different levels.
What?
One thing, a lot of people seem to think that an Ironman match has somehow become the ultimate test, the ultimate final display of spectacularness and all this stuff.
Yeah, it is.
It's not really.
Yeah.
It's only very rarely been brought up and used to what people think of it like. That is, WrestleMania 12 is one of them, Judgment Day 2000, and the rest of the time it's just been a match. So I think people bought into their own hype they had in their heads that this was going to be the mother of all Ironman matches. And it wasn't. It was a match to build up to next week, because this is a, weekly show building up to the take hours. And I actually liked it because they kept it going. It did not feel like an hour. I think it went by very quickly. It didn't turn into kick-out porn like a lot of the Gargano Ciampa Cole matches do, because there was 4 people involved. I think a one-on-one Ironman match, that would have been it for me. But no, it was an action-packed, hour-long match. And a lot of people seem to have gotten really annoyed at the fact that ended in a draw, despite the fact that Shawn Michaels is an agent for NXT. And who'd have thought that an Ironman match would go to a draw and needing more wrestling?
I understand their frustration personally.
Yeah, but what do you think?
Because it's a big investment of time, isn't it? And I know, we should we really be building in that way to the next? I don't know. I would have been a bit sort of disappointed had I watched it live and stayed up to do it. I'd have been like, oh, that's a shame. Great match. I'm not taking anything away from the match. I really, really like the match, but it was just a bit disappointing. Especially when you've got an Iron Man match and then William Regal comes out, next week you're going to have a singles match. I don't know why I did it like Brian Blessed there. It's just, it feels, it'll be great next week as well, but when you invest an hour of your time into something, I get that. If I watched any other TV show that went on for an hour, I'd want some sort of conclusion at the end.
But it's no less time than you'd usually spend watching NXT. It wasn't left like...
There was a big
it wasn't
debate.
A specially extended episode.
There was a big debate. Obviously, social distancing in that. And we luckily have quite a lot of office space, so we're split currently. I don't see Adam all the time. We're in different rooms. But there was a furious, socially distanced debate in the upstairs office about whether this was unfair on the fans or not. And Aiden, the bloody news hound that he is, was like Tom was saying, I liked it. If there were paying fans there in attendance, then I would have been annoyed. But there
That's a good
wasn't.
point.
There wasn't. And then Aidan went, I paid 25 quid for my BT Sport. Because he obviously, I mean, I don't know.
What, for that one episode of NXT?
Well, that's what he made it sound like.
Yeah, I can do it. Tell them I'll do it for a tenner. But yeah, I think that's it. It depends on how you look at these shows. I look at them like they're weekly episodic things. Other people seem to think like this next week will be whatever. It was only 1 week build, and I'm giving them some whatever word I'm looking for here, because they're scrambling to fix a problem with the guy they've just put the title on becoming injured. This isn't like, okay, this is the best idea we've got. We'll take the title off of Killer Cross after 1 week. That's it. Then we'll do this match. No, they're not going at them. So I think some, can't think of the word.
Some leeway.
Thank you. Some leeway.
Some
should be given
forgiveness.
to them. Some forgive poor WWE.
Yeah.
The
God bless
underdogs.
them. No, you know what? You've swayed me there.
Yeah.
I think those are really fair points.
Be great if next
And I
match.
didn't watch it
next
live
week's
anyway,
suck.
and I watched it at 1.5 speed, so it flew by to get the ads done.
Awesome. AEW Dynamite. Santana and Ortiz beat the best friends because they're bastards. Something that's been mentioned
Is
here,
that
but
what
I'll
I
mention it. You have put they're bastards.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I was watching through this. There wasn't a great deal of story, was it? It was spot.
Oh,
And,
they hate each
Street
other.
fight.
They hate each other because Santana Ortiz beat up Sue's car.
it just
then they put,
felt like they
bleach
were
on the
going
clothes.
from one spot to the next without doing. I don't know. It was fine. It was fine.
That's kind of. I love him and I think he's great, but it is kind of Chuck Taylor. He's he's a PWG guy. I don't know. Is that fair, Matthew?
Well, it's a tag team street fight match, and they're still kind of building up towards what was going to happen with them on the pay-per-view.
Well, it wasn't.
Yeah.
Yes, but yeah, fair enough. Yeah.
Jurassic Express and the Young Bucks beat SCU and Private Party, which means the Bucks and Jurassic Express will face each other at All Out. The Bucks are not very happy chappies throughout. At one point, there was a guy with a sign for Hangman Page front row, and Matt Jackson went out and poured that fan's own beer over him because they're good guys.
Well. Can I please step in there for a second?
Please do.
Because you've said something there very similar to V1 from OSW. Why am I explaining who he is to you?
Whatever I just said, I'll say the complete opposite then.
Oh, do you know? I thought it was OC that you...
We have like we have the same feud you and Mr. Tries have, so.
Oh, what, you and V1?
Yeah, it's anybody who wasn't Jay and OSW.
Oh, right, the other two don't like you.
It's
Yeah,
all
fair.
play. Sorry,
Yeah, it's not real. But V1 tweeted saying the Young Bucks are bollocks at being faces, basically. They're going to pop in the crowd, but they're bad at playing face characters because of this. And I think they're deliberately acting more evil. They might turn heel. They're really annoyed. I liked it.
Yeah.
They weren't trying to
It's
get
funny
cheered,
because
but
other times, it's funny, isn't it? When you're looking at it, when you're trying to look at an analytical level, because you have to sometimes with the Bucks because they don't do much in the ring to tell the story. So
they do sometimes.
When-
And that's a stereotype. I don't know.
No, the point is, when they were trying to be good guys before, proper good guys, they were still kind of not being that likable because they're going, we're great, we're the
Oh, they're
Bucks,
just
we're
not
the
very
Jack-
they're just not very likable
But now
people.
they're being dicks. And I was like, oh, okay, now you get it. Now you're
Yeah.
probably being dicks. But
Do
there's not
you-
that much difference between
Do you
them.
think that the Bucks come across more heelish to a self-deprecating British audience than to Americans where winning is everything?
That's a very good point, Jack. There is a huge difference there between the attitudes.
'Cause
Yeah, I'd say so.
Maybe, I don't know. I just thought maybe.
We associate more with Hangman Page.
Yeah,
The
definitely.
guy who doesn't feel like he fits in anywhere.
The hard
He's a bit of a
drinker.
drunk. He's our guy.
Yeah. I don't know. It's a weird one. Did I tell you
Yeah,
this
it's an
story? Have I
interesting
ever
point.
told you about watching the Young Bucks call a match backstage in WCPW?
I think you have, but I think you should tell it again.
No, I don't know if I
like
should
it.
tell it again now. Do you know this, Adam?
Pacitti, have you heard it?
No, it doesn't ring a bell.
Okay.
Tell your son the story.
Do you remember this? We had this huge, 5-man tag match once where it was the Bucks and other members of the Bullet Club against all of the ICW lads, basically. All of
This is Nottingham
yes, a
with
huge
Gabe as the
yeah, he was the honorary Bullet
fifth
Club member.
Yeah, still on Wikipedia, I think.
Nice.
Gabe Sapolsky.
No, Gabe
No,
Kidd,
Gabe Kidd. Gabe Kidd.
Oh, for Christ's
Gabe,
sake. Right, okay.
the lifeboatman.
Gabe Sapolsky be there. Carry on.
Yeah, we had Gabe Sapolsky come out. So I just walked past them backstage, and obviously the Bucks are calling the match to everyone else. So they're stood in the middle of this huge circle of guys, and they're just calling the match like this. They're like, yeah, then we'll run, and then we'll super kick you, and then super kick, suck it, super kick. And they're just like literally are doing that as they call the match. You see like BT Gunn looking around like, what the hell is going on here? Like he just wanted to go to bed, I think. And these American lads are just jumping around going, woo, too sweet. And BT's like, I'd eat me. Aye, off you go, pal. It was so funny.
Omega is interviewed by Tony in the ring, but FTR and Tully interrupt. It's all very passive-aggressive and awkward. They're about to fight, but Hangman interrupts and FTR lambast him for betraying the Bucks and being insecure. They walk off and Hangman goes to hand the tag belt to Omega, but he's already left the ring. Again, it's all very passive-aggressive and awkward. This wasn't as effective as other segments they've done, but it's all about stirring the pot. I almost said stew in the pot there. That would have been a terrible analogy. Stirring the pot of stew, ready to be served at All Out. So I'm all for it.
I'm looking forward to that match a lot.
Mm-hmm. Did you see it, Pacitti?
Yes.
Oh, great.
Thanks. Yeah,
Jericho
I enjoyed it.
Good times. Jericho beats Joey Janela with Orange Cassidy watching on from ringside after walking past someone who apparently was going to the toilet and had to go at that exact moment.
Yeah, he came out from the crowd. Yeah.
What a sell, by the way. That bloody code breaker was magnificent. Really great. I really like Janela. I think he's going to be like a really big single star in AEW. I'd like to see him with a TNT belt sooner rather than later. I find him just so tremendously entertaining to watch.
No, well, fair enough.
I think he's good for his role in the company. I think a TNT title would be...
I'm not saying beat Brody
not
Lee.
The role. Yeah, not now, but in a year's time when else has been signed.
There's something about him. I just love him.
Okay, that's good. I'll let him know. He banned me from Game Changer Wrestling after I put a clip of him on Twitter of him messing up.
Oh. Legit ban or silly
I don't know.
Ban?
I don't know if it's the fake feud like Jack's one there or a real feud like your one with Piers Morgan. Only time will tell. When I rock up to Game Changer Wrestling, that popular Northeast promotion, they say, no, you're not coming in, pal. Then Hager pulls Jericho out of harm's way. Cassidy pours some of Jericho's bubbly and gives it a thumbs down. The indignity. And I thought that was really awkward for the ring crew because it goes all over the mat.
Yeah.
And the camera zoomed in. It was a nice shot of him walking away as like the thing pouring. But I'm just going, God, it's going to suck for the next bunch of wrestlers who have to wrestle on that. I
mentioned on my graded video for this episode that it felt sometimes like this week's episode and last week's episode was swapped. Like last week's episode was great and it felt like a lot of the stuff was the go home. And then this week it felt like they were just having to fill another segment. So like, pour the champagne out and give it a thumbs down. Or like that Kenny Omega segment was a bit awkward as well. The only segment that felt like a real go-home segment to me was we'll get to it later on, but the Moxley stuff.
I get you.
I saw a tweet. I mentioned this to you earlier, Jack, that it was either Steve or Lars, and I apologize for not being able to remember, but it was like they said something to the effect of, this is crazy, this one. It's like Tony Khan wasn't there to book it. And it did feel disjointed and weird.
It was Steve or Larson.
Yeah, that's what I said, yeah.
Oh, sorry, I missed that. You cut out very slightly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it did feel like that as well. They're right. And I missed them because they were lovely lads.
Yeah.
Lovely lads. Taz and Cage and Starks in the ring. Yes. 3 lovely lads. Hyping up the Casino Battle Royal. Okay, they're interrupted by Jake the Snake and Lance Archer, who interrupted by Eddie Kingston and his stable, who interrupted by Tully and Sean Spears, who interrupted by everybody, and they brawl for ages. They brawl slowly all the way through a commercial break, and then instead of having someone stand tall, they throw out a video package. It says, I don't quite understand. I thought this was effective for what it was, which is, there's a Battle Royal this Sunday, yay! Fine, great. Saturday, isn't it?
Saturday, yeah.
Well, whatever. And we watch it Sunday, we're Brits. And that's fine. It's a Battle Royal, it's cool, whatever. But, again, I'm really excited to watch the pay-per-view. Sure, be great. These Casino Battle Royals, unless they've changed it like the last one they did with the ladder, they suck. 5 people entering at once. It's for one. 5 people entering as a group. There's all these cliques here together, and it's for a single shot.
Now
it's just going to be a big mess.
The Royal Rumble is already a thing, but the Royal Rumble is perfect, so they have to put a spin on it. So they've gone with 5 at a time, put ladder in there or something like that. Yeah, just do a Rumble if you fancy, or just a regular Battle Royal. Have them all start in the ring. Battle Royals are crap, obviously, but well, they are just a lot of people lounging about on the ropes.
I do have to take slight issue I agree with Matthew's point largely, but I was there sat next to him for the first ever Casino Battle Royal, and he was so happy when Glacier was there and spat and did the ice and stuff. Maffew was enjoying that Casino Battle Royal.
Oh, absolutely. I should put an asterisk then. If Glacier makes the appearance,
yeah.
then automatic 5 stars.
I just remember not realizing who it was and being like, who the hell is that? And then he did the blue thing and Maffew was happy. So I put 2 and 2 together very quickly and realized it was Glacier. Yeah.
Why, Jack, don't you recognize? It's famous WCW. If I'm right, didn't they do a bit where Cody headed to the ring at the first AEW pay-per-view? No, before it was AEW.
All in.
And it was all these NWA champs. So it was Tommy Dreamer and a bunch of other people there.
Tim Storm.
Tim Storm. Wasn't Glacier there?
Yes, Glacier was just in his entourage as well, yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Anyway, Thunder Rosa beats Serena Deeb, which is a good match at least. I put on Twitter, because I believe Thunder Rosa is making an appearance on Cultaholic soon. Or has already made an appearance.
Desert Island Grabs.
Has Tom done a Desert Island
great.
Grabs? Oh, I've been listening to that. I don't know much. I didn't know much about her, but I'm an instant fan. I think she's so cool.
Oh, she's great. Captivating to watch. Really, really cool. She's not winning, is she? But
I hope she does.
Is. Yeah, I hope she does as well.
Yeah. I thought that AEW has done the thing that they did at the very start of AEW Dynamite, where they assume people already know who the hell she is because of NWA Power. But I don't watch a hell of a lot of it. So I think I'm trying to catch up.
No, she's had a couple of video packages on Dynamite. I don't think she's not had she needs like a promo, doesn't she? Like a live promo.
Yeah.
I still really like
she looked good.
It was nice to see Serena Deeb as well.
Yeah, I thought she was. Is she furloughed from WWE or was she released?
I'm guessing she was. I don't know.
Okay, because I thought she was helping out at the performance center.
She was a trainer. Yeah. I don't know. Weird.
I don't know.
You can tell why she was a trainer though. She's great.
Oh, she's amazing. She's really good in the ring. Really good. Just like solid.
I remember her coming back for the Mae Young Classic and being like, "Oh wow, she's really good." Because I never remembered that with the Straight Edge Society. Yeah.
And then Moxley beats MJF's lawyer, of course, but is brutally jumped by MJF and Wardlow after the match and beaten down. MJF stands tall with the belt over a bloodied Moxley to end the show. Muhahaha. Yeah, it's a good look. Not going to win the Sunday, is he?
I thought he was going to win until this show. All the way through the build-up, I was like, MJF's going to win, and now I'm like, no way.
That said, I think they might be trying to subvert some of these tropes that we've got used to with WWE. So I don't think you can read into it that much. Because I think that they know that their fans are used to WWE. Generally speaking, on the go home, the person who's losing looks super strong and does a big attack or something like that. It wouldn't surprise me if they pull our pants down here.
Oh, cheeky.
Bad.
Yeah. No.
And that was the marathon. That was the week in wrestling.
Let's have a rummage in our mailbags.
And now it's time to have a little look in the mailbag. Holla, 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 players. Before the global bastard showed up, it was common for me to find connections with strangers thanks to my extensive collection of wrestling shirts. I'd be out somewhere and someone would spot my shirt and they make their way over and would strike up a chat. It was always a nice feature of wearing wrestling gear in public. This usually worked out well, except once. Walking down the street last summer, a man in his late teens or early 20s was walking toward me. He was wearing large over-the-ear headphones and an AJ Styles t-shirt. As we approached one another, we made eye contact and I put up the too sweet hand sign. The man looked at me with a puzzled expression. He clearly did not recognize what his hand signal was, so I motioned for him to take off his headphones and point at his shirt, giving him a thumbs up. That led to the following exchange. Me, friendly wrestling idiot. Hey, I like your shirt. I'm a fan of AJ Styles too. Did you like his work in New Japan with the Bullet Club, or are you just a fan of his WWE run? Stranger, clearly annoyed at being stopped. What the hell is the Bullet Club? Who's AJ Styles? He then put his headphones back on and continued walking. What are some instances in your own lives where you thought your love of pro wrestling was about to help you make a friend, only for it to backfire unexpectedly? Thanks for all the content and creativity. You're all top shelf in my book. Much love and stay safe. David from Manchester, in brackets, the one in New Hampshire of the United States, not the UK one. Oh, okay, that's what I thought.
Okay.
Well, thank you very much, David. if you mentioned something nice about my shirt, I would be polite and I would keep my headphones off just for you. That's a good question. Have you ever gone up to someone and be like, yay, and they've gone, no?
It depends on that as well, because I got a tweet a while ago saying that there was a homeless person wearing a Pacitti Club T-shirt. So you never know where somebody's picked up a shirt. You can't be or it could have been the TNA Seaman AJ one, and he might have just really liked Bukkake. I'm struggling to think of anything. Jack, have you got any?
I've got two stories, but I'm worried that one of them is too similar to... I'm glad I've got two, because one of them is very, very similar to the example. So Maffew, you know the pub, you know the Chillingham Arms?
Yes.
Yes, I was in the Chillingham Arms. As you know, fine establishment.
I know it too.
Adam, you also know the Chillingham Arms?
I lived on Chillingham Road for a bit. With you.
With me for like 3 weeks. Yeah.
Time of my life.
No, he had a pet snake, and we didn't tell our housemate because she would have been scared. We just snuck the snake in.
When I was leaving, I dropped it down the stairs in its box. She was fine.
Oh, yeah, I wasn't there for that bit.
Oh, it was awful.
Oh, the snake was fine. I thought you meant Jodie was fine.
Jodie was fine.
Anyway, Chillingham Arms, down the road from where me and Sam and Adam briefly used to live. I was in there one night, pretty drunk, and there was a lad at the bar, and he didn't look cool. If he looked cool, I'd have been scared. But he looked like, like one of us, like a bloody nerd. And I thought, this will be all right, because he had a Young Bucks Bullet Club Young Bucks shirt on, right? With the one with the headband on the skull. And I remember going past him and really casually trying to be like, yes, mate, too sweet, or something like that. And he just looked at me, and I just walked off. And I don't know whether he didn't know what it was. Maybe the shirt was a gift, or he borrowed it from his housemate or something. But he was talking to a girl at the bar, and I think he didn't want to look uncool in front of this girl by revealing that he knew I was a wrestling fan, basically. My other one was at a house party in London, because my mate Chris fell in with a weird crowd when he went to uni of like London, like a theatre troupe, like weird psychedelic.
You hate Londoners, don't you?
No, these lads were no. I'm friends with some of them now still, but some of them were odd. I don't know if I should say what the gang is called, because people will find them. I won't say. But anyway, I was at a house party in Tottenham, and obviously a lot of people I was drunk. A lot of people were doing whatever, drugs I'd never even heard the name of before, and were up like late. And I went down to the kitchen in the morning to like get a glass of water or something, and two of them are still up. They've clearly been talking all night about wrestling, talking really intently about, one of them's teaching the other one about like Becky Lynch and her amazing run like that she's been going on, and he's going, no, Becky Lynch, she's doing great, have you heard of her? And the guy's like, no. But you know when you hear someone talk about wrestling and they're getting everything wrong, and he couldn't think of the name of someone, and he was trying to think of the name. And while I was getting a glass of water, I just tried to interject, and I was like, Sasha Banks. And he was like, Sasha Banks, yeah. And then just ignored me completely and kept talking to the guy, probably because he was so coked up. Didn't even thank me, didn't even acknowledge me. I almost wanted to be like, I work in rep, but I didn't do it. I just got my water and left. Both those stories are really sad in hindsight. And I'm glad I've shared them now, because I feel a little bit better. Have I given anyone time to think of a...
I've got one that... sorry, go on, Matthew.
Well, there's two. I mean, there's been a few examples in Newcastle, but I think it's more of the Newcastle people where they're not always sociable. Obviously, they're very friendly on nights out. Everyone's your friend there if you're not a dick. But just walking around, not everyone wants to acknowledge the fact that, yes, I am wearing a CM Punk shirt. Yes, I know who he is. That's why I bought the shirt. Cool, don't talk to me. That's happened loads of times. Especially when you're seeing a guy with CM Punk, the two fists and everything, and they've got like a 10-inch lager in the other. It's always good for a laugh. But the other thing had the other effect. One of the other places I used to work in town, people go, are you the lad who likes the wrestling and all this? I'm like, yeah. And they're like, what do you think of it? And you'd be like, Roman Reigns, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. And they go, and I'm like, what's this guy wanting? He just asked me a question, but doesn't know the answer. And he goes, do you think McGregor's going to win against Mayweather? Oh. I'm like, okay, I've got a passing interest in this. Yeah. I mean, no, absolutely not. There's less than a 1% chance of that actually happening. Yeah. I think he's got a chance, like, because McGregor Mania, easy for me to say, was such a thing back then. It's like, do you just like anything that involves fists? Cool. I think McGregor's beating Mayweather. Let me tell you why. But it was great though. It was like the weird thing, like, yeah, we don't have any common, but we are now talking about stuff.
That's the thing, though, isn't it? You sort of shift conversation to where you're comfortable. I get it in Ubers all the time. If they ask what we do, it's, I talk about wrestling for a living. It's like, oh, yeah, that bloody MMA stuff, that UFC. And you just go where you...
Yeah.
Oh, what was yours, Pacitti?
So I don't know if this really fits, but when I was at middle school, 3-tier system on the Isle of Wight. It's gone now. Disaster.
Isle of Wight?
Yeah, it's just sunk.
Yeah. Year 8 and the school disco was approaching. There was a boy who had just emigrated from Australia called Richard. And he was he was a good looking lad, right? He was buff and he had the accent.
Wait,
so
year 8?
Year 8.
He was a buff 13-year-old.
He was in shape, yeah. He was
for a teenager.
Yeah, well, he was right. He was good looking.
For
he was a
year
buff
8.
teen.
Right. He was,
and so he came along and he introduced, first of all, handball to the playground. Not handball, as you may know. It's this thing where you stand in 4 squares. So it's a brilliant game. Everybody's playing it. So he's popular already. Combine that with the fact that he's good looking. He's got a cool accent that you just wouldn't ever hear on the Isle of Wight. And the fact that one time we did like a show and tell thing, bring a picture in from when you were a kid. He brought a picture of him as like as a 3-year-old or whatever, naked in the garden. And everyone we were all self-conscious of our bodies, and everyone was just like, "Oh, that's the coolest thing." He's so confident in himself that he's able to do it. People loved him.
I hate him already. I hate him.
No, he's good. He's a decent guy. I bumped into him in the pub actually a couple of years ago. He pretended not to remember me, so maybe he's not. Anyway, he came and we were at the school disco, and I was everyone knew that I liked wrestling because I used to play wrestle with this guy called Dan Smith in the playground. But I used to tone it down. I was beginning to sort of like, not drift away from wrestling, but value being accepted more than enjoying the things that I like. And so I was really toning it down. But I had a Hardy Boys t-shirt, and I think it just said 2 Extreme. I think it was 2X, big X Extreme on it. No WWE mentions on there. And I was like, okay, cool. This sort of fits in with the emerging skater parental advisory culture that we're seeing. I'll look cool with that. Whack a sweatband on there, whack a sweatband on there. Dye my hair green, thanks very much, Mum. Off to the school disco. Had a great time dancing like Jeff Hardy all night. But then in the playground on Monday morning, he said something to the effect of, "Oh, who turns up to a school disco?" No, I can't do an Australian accent. Jack, can you say the following? Who turns up to a school disco in a wrestling t-shirt?
Okay, good day, everyone. Who bloody turns up to a school disco in a wrestling shirt? Did he say that?
Thanks very much, Richard Talbot. Oh, I've said his full name. Doesn't matter. Richard. So, first, I felt like a sucker there for liking wrestling. This doesn't even really fit in with the question, does it? But my thing is that he knew it was a wrestling t-shirt, didn't have any WWF logo or anything. He knew. He was a wrestling fan. He was just trying to impress the ladies. He's already done that by bringing some pornographic pictures of himself in. He didn't need to go to town on me at all, and he did, and I felt foolish. And then he blanked me in the pub, and
how does he know? He knew what wrestling was. That's made me livid. That's made me livid. Oh, Richard,
that is amazing. But you know what? It reminded me of a memory that I've forgotten about. When I went to my school disco, no, not like that. But when I went to my school disco, I didn't know. I was far and away not the cool kid, but I was all right. Yeah, but
it's all anyone can ask for, Maffew.
I wore how to describe it? A Pokemon shirt to my school disco that had like the 3 starter Pokemon, like just snippets of them. So I thought, well, that looks cool. And again, no one around me to say, no, mate, you know, what are you doing? School disco, you're dressed like... So everyone else is dressed like a school disco. I remember as soon as I went in, people went, is that lad wearing a Pokemon shirt? Yeah, these big lads, 8 or 9 or whatever. But then, that was the night, I forgot about this, bloody hell. I danced with a lass wearing my Pokemon shirt.
Oh.
And I was there with a fellow, if you had a group of people in a different cliques, which you do at school, he was basically one of those all right, acceptable nerds. He wasn't a cool guy, but he was a nerd, but he was an all right nerd. And he tried to mock me and go, oh, you're dancing with the chubby lass. And a guy who was in the cool, I'll beat the hell out of you, and if you say anything, I'll beat your dad up as well group, went, who are you kidding? You ain't even dancing with anybody, pal. And he's wearing a Pokemon shit. I'm like, yes! Get in. I remember that memory.
Wow.
That sums up my life, really. Like, they weren't great, but neither was I. But better than nothing. Question number
Vegas
2.
can't be choosers.
Exactly. Apart from if they got that's why they got wearing your shirt. Hey ho, Cultaholic of personalities. After Shayna and Nia won the women's tag title this past week, it had me thinking, what is the best / your favourite thrown together tag team? Personally, despite teams such as The Rock and Sock, Team Hell No and others, I have to teleport back to my childhood to when Sting won the tag titles of NWO Hollywood Aligned Giant at Slamboree 98. 7-year-old me was blown away and then was immediately let down by Sting joining the Wolfpack. I did enjoy Sting beating Giant for sole custody of the titles later, but it was still, hard to fathom the icon being a part of anything labelled NWO. Curious to see what you will say. Cheers, Jared Konatzer. No, I've got no clue there. Sorry.
Jared Konatzer.
Konatser.
Konatzer. No, I think that's legit.
Jared Konatzer.
Jared Konatzer.
Tell you what, we'll say it 3 more times in front of the mirror and see if he appears. Anyway, thank you very much, Jared. Throwing together tag teams can be quite fun. What's yours, Jack?
John Cena and David Otunga, Maffew. That's mine.
The
Why?
Nexus.
Because it was great, wasn't it? You look at tag team champions throughout history, and one of them is John Cena and David Otunga. Someone's hit the randomizer button. It's brilliant.
Yeah, it's good.
Love it. Can't
They did
remember
the thing on that one kickoff show where they were bragging about being a tag team champion, and they were like, I've been one. The coachman said, I've been one. And then Otunga said, I've been one. I went, David Otunga. Oh, yeah.
Oh, dear.
For like a week. Anyway, sorry, what were we saying?
Can't think of a serious answer.
I've got one.
John Cena and David Otunga. Go on.
My go-to here was Cesaro and Tyson Kidd. But then I thought, Cesaro and Tyson Kidd, that was brilliant. But Cesaro has made it work with everyone, hasn't he? He made it work with Jack Swagger as the what were they called? The Real Americans? Mm-hmm. He's making it work with Shinsuke Nakamura at the moment. He might just be the best tag team wrestler in the world.
Sheamus, the bar.
To Sheamus, of course, yeah. Of course.
You're kind of in the bar, Adam. You've done the bar thing.
I've done the bar thing, but I did it wrong the first time, and he had to go, no. He didn't actually physically turn me. Right, okay. But yeah, I'm not.
That was Cesaro, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Right, because when I interviewed Sheamus, he didn't offer to do the bar thing. This was after the bar, to be fair. They'd already broken up. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah, fair. I'm sure he would.
You should have insisted, though, really.
I'm going to go with the little-known tag team that doesn't get enough love. Very short-lived. Slater Gator.
Oh.
Heath Slater and Titus O'Neil. Awesome. Titus O'Neil starts the match. Beats up the other dude. Beats up the other dude in your tag team. God, he's killing. He's great. Tags into Heath Slater. Heath Slater runs in, gets pinned. It's awesome. Good, he didn't go anywhere. But I love that little tag. Number 3, Tope Con G'day, lads. I wish I had a story to seg.
It's an Australian.
It's not Andrew Talbot, is it?
I was going to say.
It's from Hannah from Australia. Oh,
okay.
She's using a pseudonym. He's a coward. I wish I had a story to segue into my question, as is broadcast tradition. I've got nothing beyond. I've been thinking about silly bollocks. I'm hoping this will fit nicely into the exuberant blend of wrestling and niche references that you bring us each and every week. Wow, it's a very polite way of saying what we do every week. Here's our scenario. You have to assemble a 5-man Survivor Series team comprised of people with your first name.
Oh.
Be they real or fictional. Oh, Christ.
Yes.
My name, Hannah, is a bit limiting, so I can only think of 4. Hannah Montana, Hannah from a show called 13 Reasons Why that I've never seen, it says that. Hannah, mother of Samuel from popular worldwide text, the Bible. And of course, the almighty Hannah from the original S Club 7.
Oh,
Thank
yes.
you for all the joy and laughter you provide to so many of us. Cultaholic has been such a welcoming comfort in these bleak times. Sending all my love, Hannah from Australia. Hannah, you're my favourite person for some time. P.S. I never say good day ever, but I'm hoping that by including it, someone will try to do the accent before Maffew reads this part aloud.
Oh, I did it a different question.
And you did it beforehand.
Yeah,
That's great.
wow.
Wow, it's all coming together, isn't it?
Yeah.
I
Like
can't think of any
Duplo.
more Hannahs.
Not spelt that way. No. I'm assuming it's just Hannah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nah.
Hanna-Barbera,
Yeah.
creator of Fred Flintstone.
I can only think of people I know from school.
Yeah.
Oh,
Lots of Hannahs actually in my year at school, I remember.
It's a popular name, yeah.
That's
Oh, yeah,
good.
it was, yeah.
But moving on from Hannah's, Jack, you got the pick of the
Oh,
list.
mate.
It's a good, it's a
Easy.
really good name to have there.
Yeah,
on,
yeah.
then.
All the heroes are called Jack. I'll start with probably like Jack Reacher. Is he hard? I've not watched the films or read the books, but yeah. Has anyone seen it? Jack Reacher,
Oh,
is it?
I know what you mean, but I've never seen them or read them.
Then there's also Jack Bauer from 24. I'll go for Jack Sparrow as well.
Ooh,
Because
good one.
he's a good swordsman. Who else have we got? Raiden from Metal Gear Solid's real name's Jack, I think. Isn't he?
Oh, yes, it is, yes.
It is, yeah, Maffew, cheers. And I'll finish with if you buy into the theory, then Edward Norton in Fight Club is called Jack, but it could just be the things he finds that say like, I am Jack's liver or whatever. But I'll go for him. I'll slip him in
Nice.
as well. Yeah, cheers.
Good choices. I'm spoiled for choice with actual wrestlers here. Because you've got Cole, Copeland, Pierce, Rose, what's Strowman? Schlur or something. What is it?
Oh yeah, he's called Adam as well.
Sure. Birch, who is Joey Mercury. I think
Oh,
that's his real name. But I'm going to stray away from that. I'm going to go first. Adam, I can't remember how to pronounce it. Duritz, Duritz. He is the lead singer of Counting Crows. And he is going to be responsible for the music as well as some of the wrestling. And, well, they've got some bangers, haven't they?
Mr. Jones, great song.
Mr. Jones, Accidentally in Love from
Yeah.
Shrek 2, I think it was, maybe.
Big cover of Big Yellow Taxi.
Yes, yeah, great cover. And then I'm going to have Adam Levine from Maroon 5 as well. And he is going to attack Adam Duritz as soon as Duritz gets in the ring. So there's going to be drama here and claim his title as the best Adam that sings, except for myself. I'm going to take Adam Buxton, the comedian, because he's really, really funny and ridiculously charismatic. He'd be a really, really good promo guy. Adam, the whole What Culture office. Adam,
50% of wrestling YouTube.
Adam Sandler, who is a legit wrestling fan as well. He's in the front row with Rob Schneider at Mania 2021. They were front row. I remember I watched it the other day for a list, and I haven't got a last one.
Adam and the Ants.
Adam
Ant.
no, I don't want Adam Ant in there.
Okay.
No,
That's
he's
too far.
fine, isn't he? No, Adam Savage from television's Mythbusters. And he would have some big fancy contraption like that, and he'd knacker them all. It'd be brilliant. Seems like a nice guy as well. Looks a bit like me because he's got glasses.
Thank you. Go. Peas from the pod, eh? Well, I've used the time spent by you two talking about whatever it was you're talking about to look at famous Matthews.
It's got to be. It's got to be. It's got to be.
Who's that?
V1. Matt Hardy.
Oh,
Have you not gone for
is that
Matt
what you're
Hardy?
doing?
I was doing that.
Yeah, there we go. Leading the team would be Matthew Hardy.
I don't think
to
you
his
should be
friends.
allowed to have wrestlers.
Okay.
Who's on your famous?
Matthew Hardy's just pulled an arm. I almost said arm string then. Bloody hell. Look, he's pulled something. He's pulled a fit lass at well, I don't know. He's
Pulled a
free
cheese
man.
string.
I guess your triceps, your arm string, in a way.
Yeah, that's what they call it.
In a way.
All the personal trainers call it the arm string.
I went from a based in a way.
I'll have Matthew Vaughn because he can be the motivator. He can direct it. He can put on the fancy filters he did for Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. Also, Layer Cake. Still waiting on Layer Cake 2, just saying. So hopefully that victory
Great film.
in this mythical Survivor Series match will motivate him. I would have famous Matthew Mahoney. He could be the lead.
Mahoney.
Matthew
He
Mahoney.
means McConaughey.
McConaughey. I hate every word that I can't pronounce, which is all of them.
Sounded like an Elvis lyric.
Matthew McConaughey, to his friend, he can be there because he's the charismatic leader of the group. Look at IMDb. Matthew Gray Goobler, who has nice eyes, so I'll go with him a bit eye candy. Wow, for the lads. Oh Christ, we're running low. Matthew, you lose him. Matt Damon.
Okay, there we go.
Matt,
there we go.
He's hard to kill in every film I've ever seen him in, so that'd be good. Matt Frewer, who is most known for playing, I've forgotten what it's called now. The talking head from the 80s. Max Headroom.
Max Headroom, yeah.
Oh, Cody Rhodes.
Yes.
It looks like Cody
exactly
Rhodes.
Right. It does look.
Yeah.
Does it?
And
Max Headroom.
He plays, I just got this from CX, the Batman game for PS4. He does the Riddler in the style of Max Headroom. The Riddler appears via these things. Yeah, and it does the glitch type of talking.
You missed a really good one that I was hoping you'd get, but it's probably just because I've been watching so much of it. He'd make a really good wrestler.
Yeah.
He's 7 foot tall.
Yeah.
And tonight, Maffew, I'm going to be... I've just said it. Matthew Kelly. Matthew Kelly.
That would work because Matthew Kelly had come to the ring and he's about to, he's clearing house because he's enormous. And then he sees Frank Skinner. Frank Skinner just running. And then Matthew Kelly abandons the match to chase after him, to ask him about that time he did a joke on him. Which still has people in the comments on the YouTube video going, Cultaholic sent me here.
Oh, really? That's cool. Yeah. It's always a nice feeling when you get that, isn't it? Every wall was ad ever. I've got that on now.
MC Bouncing finally responded to me on Twitter from that Metro rap that I did like 2 years ago now. Yeah, so legendary Northeast MC Bouncing.
What did he say?
Someone had tagged him in it and said like, oh, I just remembered this at Jack the Jobber at MC Bouncing, and he put like, "Come on, lad," or "Yes, I," or something like that. Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. You took the time out to type all that. And I'm going to pick, there's a final one, Matthew Groening.
Oh, from
Matt
The Simpsons.
Matt Groening from The Simpsons. Sorry, I thought you were done. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Looks a bit like Pacitti does, Matt Groening.
Yeah, he does actually.
he's got glasses.
I get that a lot. You dress like him, Matthew.
I know, right?
Matt Groening is a very colourful man, like an aging Timmy Mallet.
Yes, I am. And that were all the questions we had time for this week. Thank you very much for sending all of them. We love the responses. We love the intros. We love your names. Please keep on sending them to mailbag@cultaholic.com. Now it's time for Reese's Pieces. So good, they twocked it. Hi-ho! Seeing Ross post recently that he's in the top 2% of listeners of WWE music on Spotify.
Of course he is.
Started me thinking about just how integral to wrestling music is nowadays, as wrestling music is my go-to for any situation. I came to realize just how many stars have had more than one song that has come to define them, and it made me wonder which song was more iconic from each star. The question is, which of these themes do you prefer from the following stars? Okay, so we're going to go around Jack, Pacitti, Maffew. First time watching Reese's Pieces, it's the fastest thought first. Starting from Shinsuke Nakamura, Subconscious, New Japan. The Rising Sun is NXT debut. Or The Shadows of a Setting Sun, the heel turn with a guitar thing.
The NXT one.
NXT one, with the Lee England, the violin, like that.
Yeah, what they said. Triple H, The Game or The King of Kings?
Oh, not My Time.
My Time, I thought it was going to come. Yeah.
Or My Time, I'll add it on there.
Right.
My heart says My Time, but I'm going to choose The Game.
The Game.
The King of Kings. Way catchier. Randy Orton, Burning My Light or Voices?
Voices. Oh, sorry.
Jack's
Oh,
frozen.
so yes. I was still thinking, sorry. Probably Voices because it fits his character better. But Burning My Life fit his character back then. That's a difficult one. I'll go for Voices.
Voices.
I'm going to say Burning My Light because I think it's catchy, and also Randy Orton apparently hated it.
I've just realised I've been doing this as what the most iconic was. It's meant to be favourites, isn't it?
Yeah,
I've paused this. You know what? They all stand, actually. How convenient.
That's Kenny Omega, Devil's Sky in New Japan, or Battle Cry in AEW?
Oh, the AEW one. I don't like that New Japan one. It sounds it's too computer gamey. I know that's the point, but it's all like the dun 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 dun. No, I like the current one.
AEW.
Devil's Sky, because it sounds video gamey.
Yeah.
Rey Mysterio, the 619, the original WWE song, or the Booyaka Booyaka current one.
Oh, the original one.
Yeah.
Booyaka.
It's the original one. Who's that jumping
out the sky? R-E-Y.
Here we go. Mysterio.
Here we go. Yeah.
Christian, just close your eyes, the waterproof blonde version or the story of the year version?
Whichever one is the one with the female vocals.
That'd be waterproof blonde, I think.
That one then.
Yeah. At Last.
Oh.
It's better.
Yeah, what Adam said. Sasha Banks, Sky's the Limit, the original or the Snoop Dogg remix?
The original.
Original.
No offense to Snoop D-O Double Jizzle.
I like the Snoop Dogg remix if it's the bad person character that she's doing now. See a lot of people not liking it. Don't know why. Seth Rollins, The Second Coming, Burn It Down, or The Rising?
Burn It Down.
Burn It Down.
Burn It Down. Baron Corbin, Superhuman, NXT, I don't remember that one, or I Bring the Darkness, current non-King version.
Oh yeah, the non-King version. It fits him.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yep. Jeff Hardy, Hardy Boys, or No More Words?
Everyone loves No More Words, don't they? I remember when it came back, I've never seen Ross so excited for No More Words. I'm going for the original Hardy Boys theme tune though.
Original, but like No More Words is great. Is great as him as a singles guy.
Wait, can I go for Modest to the Top from his TNA? I think he wrote it.
Yes, he did.
Okay.
I'm going to go with the original Hardy Boys one. The Gargano, Rebel Heart or Coming Back for You, current?
Rebel Heart.
Rebel Heart.
Rebel Heart. John Cena, Basic Thugonomics or My Time Is Now?
It's a meme now, but My Time Is Now is probably better.
Agreed.
My Time Is Now because it's a meme. Bray Wyatt, Live in Fear, the original, or Let Me In, The Fiend?
I was leaning towards the original, but I just think it's because The Fiend's hasn't been that good, well booked. But I'll go for the newer one, because I remember at SummerSlam when he first came out, everyone was like, whoa, this is really good. So yeah, the second one.
Original for me.
I'll say the original, unless it's SummerSlam 2019. Bailey, Turn It Up or Deliverance, the current one?
Oh, Turn It Up.
Turn Up.
Yeah. Matt Hardy, Live for the Moment. Oh, yeah. Or the Deletion Anthem, Woken.
Live for the Moment's one of my favourite themes ever, I think.
Yeah.
So good.
Yeah, I agree. But I give Deletion Anthem its due. It's not as bad as everybody seemed to think it was. They were just used to the old thing. I think Deletion Anthem is genuinely really good.
No, you're wrong. V1 is better. Io Shirai, Genius of the Sky, NXT debut, or Tokyo Shock, current?
Honestly, the second she used that new one, I kind of forgot what the original one was, so the new one's so good. The new one.
Yeah, I'm trying to listen to it. Yeah, the new one.
I'll go with the new one. Bobby Lashley, Hell Will Be Calling Your Name from 2000. That was the name of the theme? Bloody hell. Or Dominance, current?
Probably the original, but I can't think what either theme is right now.
No, not me.
No, it's
This here, what they call Bobby Lashley. He's a combination of skill. He's really fastly. Jack.
He's got moves like Michael Flatley.
Mike Ashley. There you go.
No. Hell Will Be Calling Your Name just for the name alone. That is way too good a name for that song. Drew McIntyre, Broken Dreams, or Gallantry Defining Moment, the current one?
I like the one he had for us in WCPW.
The one that started with a nasty word.
F. Yeah.
It's great. Yeah, it's a really good song. Broken Dreams by a mile.
Yeah. The Rock, Know Your Role, the corporation version. If You Smell, the face turn. Is Cooking, the Hollywood version. Electrifying, the 2011 return.
I really enjoy the progression of The Rock's themes. I saw a thing once where, God, what's he called? The music man, Jim
Johnson.
Jim Johnson. How did I forget that? And he's talking about how he made the guitar solos more and more ridiculous each time to ramp up like how big The Rock was. So I like the most recent one because it's just got this ridiculous long guitar solo. It's funny.
Yeah, I'm with you there. I think Electrifying was brilliant. They added like loads to it. A lot of balls, Maffew.
I also like the addition of the drums sounding huge at the start. If you smell... Yeah, it's so good.
When he came back,
cooking.
when he was the guest host at WrestleMania, everyone thought it was going to be Justin Bieber and all the things.
Yeah, I remember that.
No, they did. They legit did.
Yeah, I remember.
And then the lightning. And then it's amazing.
Yeah.
Goosebumps.
Yeah. I'm going to go with If You Smell, Face Turn. Just
Okay.
the happy memories of watching SmackDown in the year 2000, just waiting for The Rock to appear. And The Rock would come out with his shades and be like, pretend to put the microphone near that. Rocky. Pretend to put the microphone away.
So there's never going to be anything like that again.
Ain't. Thank you for everything you do and continue to do, even during these trying times. Your content has been an outlet for many and something that many of us look forward to. Thanks, Dan Cabanalis. It even says, sorry, Maffew, from Brighton. Thank you, Dan. I appreciate your patience.
Cheers, Dan.
And apparently there's a bonus bit here at the bottom.
There's a bonus.
Romance update, it says.
So Adam,
Breaking news.
you won't be following this, I don't think. So
I watch every episode.
yeah, he watches everyone. We got a message in one week from somebody who was asking for advice in a relationship situation. They likened it to Hogan, Macho Man, and Elizabeth, where his mate had broken up with his girlfriend, I think cheated her badly, and now him and this girlfriend had struck up a connection, and he was like, can I ask her out for a drink? Can I take things further? What do I do? And we gave him just a multitude of different scenarios and stuff, and we just went for it anyway, because we were like, well, you were going to do whatever you wanted anyway.
Good lad, yeah.
Yeah, of course, fair enough. Hogan was the babyface after all, but he then updated us with what had happened, and I think this is like the third or fourth time he's given us an update on what's going on, so can't wait.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yes, and last week, my mum decided to give her 2 cents in, which is very nice.
Matthew's mum gave advice like, perhaps for this girl, rejection is God's protection and stuff, like really motherly advice. It was brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is the response to the response to the response to the response, I think, at this rate. Hello, Maffew, Ross, Jack, and Maffew's mum. Wanted to send this message to thank all 4 of you, but especially Maffew's mum, for her very kind response. You don't have to put this in the podcast if you don't want to. Too late. I don't know if listeners are into this, to be honest. I'm not sure if people are into it. They should let us know.
We are, so it's fine.
Yeah, you are. Screw you all. You do have a point that I do whatever I wanted in the situation, even if you would advise against it. But I do remember Ross responding in the first podcast where I sent a question, something in the lines of, Macho Man made his decision, an advice I clearly took to heart.
And the friend cheated on the girlfriend, so he made his decision.
Yeah. To give you some kind of update, I'm going to get some drinks, COVID-proof, with Macho Man, probably next weekend.
He's meeting up with Macho Man, the Mega Powers unexplode.
Not the metaphorical one, the actual Macho Man. I thought it would be better to have
He
this
turns up, he's there, full gimmick. Oh, yeah.
I thought it would be better to have this conversation face to face, which is why I didn't give him a call like Jack proposed. I plan to be absolutely honest with Randy Savage about my intentions with Miss Elizabeth and give him the choice to remain friends or not. If you guys, or the wise mommy botch, Christ, have any advice about how to handle this or this type of conversation, I'd love to hear it. Kind regards. Say there's no dick joke here. It's an unfortunate surname. What would you say to the man who goes, look, let's flesh this out?
Honestly, I think he's handled it very maturely and very sensibly. So fair play to him. I think honestly, if I was in the same situation, I'd have handled it far worse and it would have led to bigger arguments down the line. So I think he's doing the right thing.
Yeah.
I like to think I would be doing the same thing that he's doing and going, look, we're going to be in the same social circles. I've known you a long time. I still value our friendship.
We beat Sergeant Slaughter that time together.
How long were they together? The previous couple.
I can't remember if he said.
He should send us another letter in next week.
In my mind, I want to say
Unless he's
8
been
months,
killed.
but I don't know.
Okay. So
Was it 2 years? Was it 2 years? I can't remember now.
Yeah. Well, yeah, he's doing the right thing anyway. How do you present that to somebody? Yeah.
The thing is, Adam, as well, one part that we forgot to mention was that he said not only did the friend treat the girlfriend badly, but he'd also not bring her around. So that's the Hogan and Elizabeth didn't
Already
really
suspected it, right.
didn't really know each other because he kept his girlfriend separate from his mates. He didn't like to mix social circles. I find that a bit suspicious. So I think I'm on Team Hogan here. Not in real life, God.
Yeah. Yeah, for
There you
sure.
go. That's
he's
the
the one
context account.
He's the one messaging in as well.
And if it turns into a brawl or whatever, Hogan beats Macho every time. So he's going to be fine.
That is a good point, Jack.
Yeah.
Well done. That's the self-confidence we hope you need there, pal.
What did we say was going
Please, let us know what happens in this
What did we
ongoing
say was going to
saga.
happen next? A massive painted up dude was going to come along and batter Hogan, and then an army man, and it would go through all the WrestleManias.
Yeah, because I forget some of the stuff we said, because I think one of the times we said, do you have a small Canadian friend? And the next week he said that, and we were like, what's he on about, small Canadian friend? Oh, Brett.
Bret Hart, yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm liking this ongoing saga, the storylines. Like,
Buy the first drink. There you go.
yes. And then
And some
promise
smack.
to give him the antidote or whatever you put in the drink, if he's all right with you.
Where did this go?
Wow, on that happy note, thank you very much. If you have any...
Don't actually take smack with you.
Yeah, don't actually take smack, yes. If you have any other issues or crazy storylines we can add to our YouTube story for our enjoyment, please don't hesitate to send them to mailbag@cultaholic.com.
It's Cultaholics.
Wow, what a big podcast you have. But don't worry, there's an even bigger question, a headline for the three people watching all the way to the end, and that is, should MJF beat Jon Moxley at AEW All Out? A quick rundown of the All Out card, which is this Saturday. Don't listen to those idiots who say it's Sunday. Britt Baker takes on Big Swole in a tooth and nail match. Matt Hardy versus
Pre-show,
Sammy Guevara.
unfortunately.
Yeah. Matt Hardy versus Sammy Guevara in a broken rules match. If Hardy loses, he must leave AEW and immediately re-sign with WWE. Jurassic Express will take on the Young Bucks. The Dark Order, or a lot of them, will take on Matt Cardona, Scorpio Sky, and the Natural Nightmares, an 8-man tag. 21-man Casino Battle Royale. Winner gets a future AEW World title match. Hikaru Shida takes on Thunder Rosa, the AEW Women's title. Kenny Omega and Adam Page take on FTR for the tag titles. God knows what's going to happen. Have to tune in to find out. Chris Jericho takes on Orange Cassidy in a Mimosa Mayhem match. Match can be won via pinfall, submission, or throw the opponent into a tank of mimosa. And Jon Moxley, the main event, will take on MJF. Singles match for the AEW World title, but Moxley is banned from using the Paradigm Shift finishing move. So first of all, Jack, what are you most looking forward to on the show?
The tag match, Maffew. The tag title match is what I'm most looking forward to. What about you?
Yeah, the same.
Yeah.
Interesting seeing the quality of the match and seeing what
Adam?
happens with the storyline.
Sorry. Adam?
The Royal Rumble.
The casino.
Liar.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. Cool.
The crap Royal Rumble. No, I'm looking forward to the tag match.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic, obviously.
Yeah. But Jack, what do you think is going to happen in the main event?
Well, I think that I have predicted that Moxley is... The predictions have gone out by now, right, Adam? Yeah, I've predicted that Moxley's going to win, which I thought wasn't going to happen until this week, as we talked about. But I also now think it's the right decision as well. At first, I thought, I'd like to see MJF win. I'd like to see them put the belt on not a WWE big name. Like, it's only been Jericho and Moxley so far. But then I thought, no, the person who deserves to be champion the most next isn't MJF. Just for me, it's just about Hangman Page. And I want to see Hangman transition from this tag team feud into a singles run. And then I really do think he should be the guy to beat Moxley somewhere down the line. So I feel like, for now, Moxley should beat MJF. Thoughts?
I feel like I agree with you because I really love Hangman as well. But there's like MJF, this gives him so much ammunition as a heel. Obviously, he shouldn't be winning it clean. But if he wins it now, realistically, for the next 30 years of AEW, he's going to be the youngest world heavyweight champion ever. He will have that string to his bow. And I want to see the JBL heel run with him. I want him to hold it forever and never win it clean. He should just be a monumental dick all the time. And I think, it protects Moxley's finisher to have him lose here. you almost, you sort of swayed me with the Hangman Page bit there.
Well, you're starting to sway me with the MJF stuff.
Well, thank you very much.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think there's a lot to gain from having MJF win it at his first go, because it just plays into his character so well as the arrogant dick. And it backs up his talk, because he's been doing so many interviews about it, and he's been such big words, such a big build to it, and yeah, that means he should win it, because he's proven himself right, I guess. And
he also made me laugh loads on Twitter, because he tweeted saying that Kenny McIntosh had the worst accent of all the interviews he'd done so far.
I didn't see that.
You don't see it, but
right.
at Inside the Ropes had the worst accent, couldn't understand a word he was saying.
Fantastic.
Matthew. I'm kind of with you guys. I would be all right with MJF beating Moxley, because if he tricks him, does the Christian Orton thing where it's like, you can't use that paradigm shift. He says something like, screw you, spits in his face or whatever, the referee's not looking. It's like, ooh, and he gives him the paradigm shift right in front of the referee and wins it that way. Yeah, I'd be all over it. If he pins him with the MJF driver and is like, hey, I'm so strong, he'd be like, But if he just does the JBL thing of somehow winning and annoying people, all for it.
That's a cool closing shot, isn't it, as well? If MJF eats the DDT and then the pay-per-view goes off air with him coming back to consciousness and realizing that he's won the belt in this ultimately dickish way. I think that would be, it's a nice image.
The best closing shot since Adam Pacitti's glasses were on the canvas with Killian Dane celebrating in the background.
Beautiful. Bring it back to WCPW. Big shout out to you guys. All the best.
How good's it going to be when Retribution take off their masks and it's
Pacitti Club.
All the champs. It's Pacitti Club. It's Joseph Connors. Gabe. Fanagero. Not Ashton Smith, no. Don't be silly.
Not the way. What was I going to...
it, I think. Unless there's any other thoughts there, Jack?
Hey, Jack had a point.
No, I did. Sorry, I had a serious one. On Dynamite, You know how MJF got Wardlow to hold up Moxley and then he hit him with the diamond ring? I feel like this could be the final, the time when Moxley moves and he hits Wardlow and Wardlow batters him, but I'm not sure. Don't know. Could happen, maybe.
It could happen. And the only way to know is to watch us next week to find out the results.
That's the only way. And watch Adam's live stream on Saturday as well.
Oh, yeah, I forgot I'm doing that, yeah. YouTube.com/cultaholic/live. Go and set a reminder now, you shower of bastards.
Oh, what, you're watching? Ground Force?
Yeah! Oh, I'll talk about it.
Yeah. That'd be good. Everyone's like, yeah, AEW. Go, nah, have you seen this episode of Changing Rooms? It's mint. They do Nelson Mandela's front garden. It's awesome. This has been a very long, some would say arduous episode of the Cultaholic Podcast, but we thank you. We hope you have enjoyed it as much as we've enjoyed it. This has been Jack. What have you got for us this week, Jack, apart from the live stream?
So I'm not on the live stream, but I will be doing what happened straight after the event. And then I'll be doing all the usual stuff next week. Rest of the week is probably already out when this video's out. So there you go.
Good. Pacitti, anything else other than the live stream?
No, I got the live stream. And then I'm back on Twitch on Tuesday with some Takeshi's Castle and some, I keep forgetting the name. It's the British. Stuart Hall presented it for a while,
it's a knockout.
But also Cheggers. It's a knockout. Thank you very much. I keep forgetting the name. So it's big. It's a real life Fall Guys is what you're going to experience on Tuesday. Twitch.tv/cultaholic.
Awesome. I've not got much to plug, so I'm going to plug OSW Review. I have a brand new video out. It involves Bret Hart, who we haven't mentioned enough in this podcast. So go check that out. Lovely bunch of lads. I've been Maffew. You've been amazing. Please remember that you can vote for any of the 3 fantastic picks in the Cultaholic Hall of Fame by going to patreon.com/cultaholic. And also any thoughts, opinions, whatever's on your mind, send them our way to mailbag@cultaholic.com. And we end, as always do, very painfully by asking you to put your fists up against the webcam or just your monitor, which doesn't make any sense. On the count of 3, saying it with us. 1, 2, 3. Join us. Wagga, 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 wagga.
Never seen you looking so lovely as you did tonight. I've never seen you shine.